What's fucking good, boys and girls? How we fucking doing? Oh, let the cope commence. How we fucking doing? Fucking unbelievable. How we doing, Chris? How you doing, my man? You alright? Not even sure where to start with this one, to be fucking honest. I'm fucking devastated, mate. What's up? How's the recovery going from last night? I'm all right, man. I'm not as hungover as I probably should be. I got a good amount of sleep when I got back to the hotel. Obviously this morning. I was actually planning on coming back home on Monday, but I figured I had to get home as soon as possible and jump on with you cants to help with the cope. To be honest, it's a good night though. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. It was like I met a couple of crazy people, so I guess that's where I'll start. Ended up sat in front of this fucking Liverpudlian guy who was literally doing coke behind me. So that was pretty wild. He tried to offer me a couple of bumps, and I was like, "Nah, you're all right, mate." Did you have a good time in Manchester? Yeah, man, it was great. There were a few highlights. The card itself was fun. Like, obviously, I was talking to Paradox before the event, and he mentioned that they were going to stop serving alcohol at you can. Yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, Sven threw me right off there. Yeah, it was. So basically, they were serving drinks until 4 o'clock. So that was the first thing. Like, so I was pretty relieved about that. Leon was awful. Leon was absolutely awful. I knew like 2 minutes as soon as I did, honestly, bro. As soon as Bilal landed the first takedown, I knew it was fucked. As soon as he landed it like as easily as he did, I knew it was over. And it was such a weird sensation because obviously Tom getting the knockout just before that really energized the crowd up. Like everyone was fucking off their tits at that point. Half the fucking arena was on coke, pretty much doing it openly. Like, there was a lot of turning a blind eye from the UFC stewards last night. A lot of it. I think given what time the event was on until, I think people were just like, fuck it, like just let them do what they're doing because the crowd was kind of on the verge of losing their shit. Imagine name of yourself, Andre Touchy Feely. How you doing, Hobknocker? I've been saying Edwards is overrated, and Kloss, you are 100% right. I've got to give credit to Bilal Muhammad. He fought the perfect fight. He did get a lot more damage than Leon did. But you're absolutely right, man. We have to reevaluate the whole thing. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do next with Leon, but Jesus Christ, man. The thing is, yeah, the first warning sign for me was as soon as he started talking about going up to middleweight, I was concerned. Whenever anybody does that, they talk about going to a new division and talk about what they're gonna do next. They're fucked. And that was the first time I was like, shit, he's kind of overlooking Bilal here. And that's where the worry was. But I didn't think, that being said, I still thought Leon was going to win. And now we have to live with Bilal Muhammad as fucking champion. That cannot be undone. I was talking to Brutally about this on the way back. We got confirmed as like the beta timeline last night. It's confirmed. There's no way in the prime timeline that Bilal Muhammad is ever a UFC champion. And yet here we are. Here we fucking are. And I'm still not. I literally sat there for half an hour after the event finished, dressed like a fucking retard. Obviously, I went through on my promise to turn up in a onesie, which was actually all right because it was the arena was pretty cool. So it turned out to not be the worst decision I made. But it was a rough night. It was a rough night. We're definitely in the dark ages. It was a rough night. Like we were by and large, it was a pretty shitty card. Like I brought somebody with me. Like I brought a mother and my kid with me, and she literally fucked off. Right, she's like, "Why do you like this shit? It's boring." And then literally left about 10 minutes before Paddy came out. It was fucking, and I had no defense for it. I was like, "See ya," like and that was it. Like the card was generally quite poor. And it didn't help as well yet. Obviously, by the way, another lesson I learned last night is I'm not buying floor seats ever again. I'm not buying floor seats ever again. It's just if you're gonna go to a live UFC event, it's not the best place to sit. I'll put it that way. It's just not. Like I think I was like 8 rows back from the cage, and I had 5 of the fattest cunts in front of me, like these huge fucking dudes. Um, and I ended up watching the majority of the night on the screen. I was constantly leaning around, trying to get in between these fucking fat shits. Um, but yeah, she was base, man. She was just like, "This is shit. I'm going back to the hotel." Like she just bounced. Fair play to her. I had no defense for it. And then I've got this fucking cokehead behind me who's trying to get me to do lines with him. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, mate. I literally made the mistake of like interacting with him early on in the card, and he wouldn't leave me alone the whole night. He just kept leaning over my shoulder and fucking mate. It's just one of those nights. But like I said, there were some high points. Like obviously, like when Paddy won, the crowd went fucking out of their minds, and it was a really dominant, good one. You all saw it. Like it was a really good win. And then obviously peaking with like Aspinall coming out and getting his thing done was great as well. Yeah, first seats off the floor or up top are the best seats to actually watch the event. 100%. I think like if you're the premium way to watch an event is literally first tier up, front row. That's what you want to get. I don't get how like you would assume being closer to the front is like, and when I was at the Bellator event, I was literally on the front row, and I had like a camera guy in front of me for the majority of the night, which didn't fucking help as well. Um, but no, I'm gonna have to rethink what tickets I buy going into events in future because it just wasn't the best way to watch the event. It just wasn't. Like there were parts of it that were fine when people shifted and but like I said, the majority of the night I was up looking at the fucking I was up looking at the screen for most of it, which is there's no point in being there. And because it was so late into the night, I knew you were going to turn up, Mo. You were right. You were right. Such a sick sab by Paddy reminds me of the way he transitioned in that position was amazing. And the thing is, yeah, it was I bet on Paddy to close out my parlay, so I made a decent amount of money last night. I basically ended up drinking for free. Um, I made like 300 quid. But as soon as I saw them in the face to face, obviously in person, standing next to each other, I was like, nah, man, Paddy's gonna whoop him. Paddy looked massive next to him, massive, and I kind of felt very confident then that he was going to get the job done. So I ended up sticking Paddy on my parlay. I'm 3 subs away from 150. Frank means fuck all, but it's a cooler number than 147. Getting close there, bro. I can't believe you're nearly at 150 already. That's crazy. It took me way too long to get to that number. Way too long. So congratulations, mate. I hope you hit there soon. So if you're not subscribed to Paradox to Chad, get your asses over there and do the lad a favor. Yeah. And the fact that he was like I was literally gutted at the end. And when he kind of said something to the crowd about cope with your tears or whatever the fuck he was saying, I was legit gutted. I remember all our convos on Leon, and I kept telling you he was fraudulent and only hyped because of the Usman fight. Bro, I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you you're wrong. I cannot tell you you're wrong. He was shit. He was fucking awful. The thing is that I don't want to get into that trap of like shitting on what Bilal did because that would be unfair. Bilal implemented the perfect game plan. And this is the thing, it's like Leon suffered for doing what he always gets away with in a fight, and that's not fighting on the front foot. When he did that against Bilal in the first fight, he was fucking him up. And Bilal just had this tactic of just go forward and just take it to him the entire. Don't give him any time to breathe. And when you do that to Leon, he's fucked. It was an awful performance, awful. And I think the crowd felt it pretty early on as well. There was a few moments like when he got up at the end of the first round, when he got back to his feet in the first round, I think people were starting to believe that, all right, maybe the worst of it's over. But the way he got taken down so easily, I was like, nah, Bilal's just going to keep doing this. Bilal's just going to keep doing this. His striking was all right. Like, it was effective. He did what Bilal does. And the thing is now, I'm worried because I think he does the same thing to JDM. I think he beats JDM. But I still remain hopeful that Shavkat beats him. And I hope that's the fight they make next. I was going back and forth, but I ultimately picked Bilal because he's one of the rare fighters. Sorry, 1 second, mate. I just lost the chat there for a sec. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Let me get back to where we are. That never deviates away from a game plan, and that was it. He knew what he was going in there to do, and he implemented it perfectly. I've got to give him full credit. I've got to give him as much as I hate the guy, and I do. I mean, I've made a fucking video on this channel called Everybody Hates Bilal Muhammad, where I basically spent 45 minutes talking shit about the guy. Slating everything from like his name to his fucking, the way he wears sunglasses at the end of a fucking. I went in on that guy. So it's pointless me trying to backtrack now on that, like. But he got it done. And Leon Edwards and Mo, you are 100% right. I got to give you full credit. You've been saying it for a while. Leon Edwards is not good. He's not good. Not to take away from what Bilal did, but the guy is just. I was watching Guru's video on it on the way back on the train, and he was spot on. There were times in the fight when Leon had the opportunity to change the narrative of the whole thing, and he just fucked it up. Yeah, you almost got that sub at the end of the 5th round. I thought if there had been like 30 seconds left, he might have latched him up. But I think Bilal knew he was. I think I don't really agree with the judges who had it 4-1 to Bilal. I thought that was complete bullshit. But I had it was a definitive 3-2. Anyone that was saying that Leon won the fight is fucking coping. I'd love to be able to say that, but it's just not true. I need you to make a video saying everybody's hate for Bilal was wrong. That's not going to happen. Get fucked. This is the best you're going to get from me. Me saying you were right, congratulations, is the best you're going to get. I still hate him, and I'm absolutely devastated that guy. We can't take that away from him now. He's champion. That's it. My worst nightmares have come to fruition. But I did say, yeah, if it came down to Tom Aspinall losing or Leon, I was willing to sacrifice Leon. And I've gone on record multiple times as saying that one of them was going to lose. And like I said, as soon as Tom won the way that he did, I was like, I just got a sinking feeling in my stomach. I think that type of style is the most effective, or if one of the most effective. The problem is it takes a lot of strength and conditioning to do that. And that's the thing. Him going to Dagestan and doing what he's done has clearly prepared him. Like, he could have... I felt like Bilal could have kept doing that for another hour. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He was... He deserved to win. He deserved to win, but I still think Shavkat fucks him up. So I've got that to cling on to. But the question is, when does that fight get made? Because we're going to have to see Bilal parading around as fucking champion for the next 6 months at least. Because I don't think we're going to see him until the end of the year. And that's probably being hopeful. I think it is warranted. I think Bilal is a cringy little cunt, to be honest. I still stand by that. I still hate him as a personality. But it is what it is. Frankie, read my last message. Hang on a sec, bro. Let me get back. Where are we? Can't slam someone on the head unless they're going for a sub, but not even a warning, and did it twice. You mean Bilal slammed him on his head? Bilal slammed Leon on his head. To be honest, and this is another thing. Yeah, by the time it got to I think the main event kicked off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Here, everyone was fucking shattered, mate. Exhausted. Machua, isn't he Pakistani? Nah, he's fucking Palestinian. You can't even say that word. Actually, I'm not monetized, so I can say what the fuck I want. Yeah, he's Palestinian. Bilal beat the bigger man. Bilal was undersized. Yeah, he did. He's Bilal Muhammad. I hate to say it, is a better fighter than Leon Edwards, and he certainly had the better. He certainly had the better game plan, and he implemented it. I've got to give him credit for that. He had a plan of what to do, and he went in there and implemented it. What do you guys think of Manel Cap getting cut? By the way, just on a little sidebar, I don't think JDM has that dog in him to fight pressure with pressure. I think he drowns too. I think seeing what I saw last night. I know Dougie's gonna hate this. A lot of the Australian fans are gonna hate this. I think Bilal beats JDM. I think he beats him quite comfortably as well. Bilal Muhammad, the thing is, yeah, Bilal Muhammad is pretty much. He's not great at anything, but he's good enough at everything to kind of get by. And you can weaponize cardio 100%. Leon using the excuse of he was tired and whatnot. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to accept that either. He was wait, Manel Cap did not get cut. Well, I don't know if you know the full story behind that, but if what they're saying is true about what Makayev did, he deserves to get cut. Essentially, I think what happened was, obviously we know the incident. We heard about the incident where Manel Cap attacked Mohammed Makayev at the PI, but that was a face-to-face altercation. They got into a scrap outside the PI, and it was Makayev knew what was coming. Now, apparently, what he did later on, and this was earlier on in the week, he basically told Manel that he wanted to squash the beef, took a picture with him, and then sucker punched him in the back of the head and got his boys to try and jump him. And then he admitted it. He fucking admitted it in the post-fight interview as well, that he had to take that opportunity. He fucking outed himself. So he had to go. He had to go. Plus, he's a boring cunt as well. Who's shit. That fight was genuinely awful as well. But I didn't realize this at the time. Manel was hopping around a little bit at about the third, fourth minute of the first round, and apparently his toe was fucking hanging off his foot. So the fact that Makayev still couldn't finish him in that situation kind of says it all. That was a horrible fight. Bilal came in with that energy and a strategy that makes. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The strategy was there. Me saying Leon Edwards is not a good fighter is unfair, but he's not as good as we thought he was. I think that's reasonable to say. And I think that's what Aaron's saying there is bang on. I think Leon underestimated him. It was very, very clear. I don't think he saw him as a threat. He thought, look, I've beat fucking Kamaru, I've beat Colby, Bilal's a level below, and it's just not the case. It's just not the case. And he's never going to get back to the belt again. Because the UFC doesn't really like Leon Edwards that much either. So Manel Cap broke his toe. He was compromised from getting jumped, bro. Yeah, pretty much that's what the word on the street is. And I mean, if Makayev did that, it's scummy and he should be released. You can't go around doing that to people. And then you come in there and you fucking stare at him for the first 5 minutes of the fight. He comes running at him during the fucking face-off as well, which I got a video of from my perspective, because I went to the official weigh-ins as well, and he did more in that than he did in the first round of the entire fight last night. It was pathetic. And I, for one, think he deserves. I think they're obviously using his behavior as an excuse because they think he's a boring twat and they want rid of him anyway. But you can't behave like that on front. The UFC is trying to get more of a reputation now for being a more mainstream organization. And you can't have people doing shit like that. You just can't. Leon has the tools to beat anyone. He just has the mentality of a toe. And I think that's fairly reasonable. I think like he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that fucking dog in him at all. He just doesn't. It was fucking painful to watch. And like I said, by then the whole crowd were exhausted. They were probably that fucking coke binge they were all on was probably running out. And it was just a slog to get through. And obviously the big energy boost that everyone got from Tom Aspinall winning as well. It was like a massive adrenaline dump. But yeah, the slams were really, really impressive. To pick him up and dunk him like that and to do it 3 times was impressive. he's champion. There's nothing we can do about it. And I know Mo was jumping for joy. Couldn't wait to get on here and tell me how stupid I was. We haven't seen that pressure striking to takedown game plan recently, maybe other than Marab. But Marab entertains distance striking and gets caught though. So he's not following a proper game plan. Yet Marab fights like a retard. But at least it's like fun. I enjoyed his fight with Henry Cejudo a lot. Marab's fight with what's his name? The bald cunt who keeps getting slept. What's his name again? Oh fucking hell. You know the guy I'm talking about. Marlon Moraes. Which walkout was the dopest from your perspective? It was probably the Paddy one, to be honest. That was the most energy. The crowd really, really got half the crowd was Liverpudlians. Like I said, there was a fucking scouse behind me openly doing coke in front of everyone. And he had some blonde bird with him who just was bored out of her fucking mind. She kept complaining, saying, I wanna go home, I wanna go home. The entire time. It was crazy. It was crazy. People were just vaping up in the arena, didn't give a shit. You could smell weed as well. It was wild, man. It was wild. The night itself was good. I'm not complaining about the experience itself, but it was extremely retarded to have it going on for the entire night. And I hope they never do that again. Yeah, I was excited to chat with you in here. Even got to work in 5 hours. I've got to be up for that, but I had to see this. Yeah, man, to be honest, to be honest, yeah, I'm not as devastated about it as I thought I was going to be. I was pretty pissed off when the card was over. But honestly, I'm not, because the thing is, yeah, I don't really like Leon that much. Doing coke out in the open, did you see how it smelled? Nah, I couldn't smell it. He asked me to do a bump. So basically, the guy behind me, I bought him a pint, right? Because often what I do is when I've got dudes around me that I get chatting to, when I go and get a drink, I usually buy a drink for whoever's next to me and maybe behind me if I'm talking to them. And that was my first mistake because the guy just didn't leave me alone after that. And he kept asking me to do a bump with him, and I was like, nah, cunt, you're all right. I'm not doing coke with some random fucking... I mean, I've never done it before anyway, but like, I'm not doing it with some fucking randomer. Forget it. Yeah, the Aspinall walkout was... The thing is, yeah, you've got to remember as well, yeah, by that stage in the night, yeah, everyone was cooked, you know. I don't remember Tom Aspinall's walkout at all. And the thing is, yeah, I was in a very awkward part of the arena as well, where the fighters were coming out on the other side. So that was another thing that bummed me out as well. It was a date, yeah. It was a date. The worst date. She was quite fit, to be fair. She was pretty hot. Bilal's physique is built just by red meat, chicken, protein shakes, creatine, and lifting weights. Right. The thing is, yeah, I honestly, to be honest with you, yeah, Cayman, I firmly believe that just going over to Khabib's camp and training the right way has probably just led to him getting more shredded. Because I remember him talking in the build-up that they have this rule in Khabib's gym where the rounds don't end until you're able to get back up. And if you're doing that over and over and over and over against guys who are fucking cardio monsters, I can see it having that kind of effect on your physique. So I'm not going to hate on Belal in that way. I don't think he's juicing. Are you doing free kicks? Yeah, Belal made him look terrible. That's the real talk right there. He made him look shit. Green had the best walkout song, had me second guessing my pick. I was, like I said, when I saw Green and Paddy next to each other in real life, facing off, Paddy looked massive. And I was like, yeah, he's definitely going to beat him. I felt confident enough to put money on him. And if you guys remember in the build up to the fight, I said that was the one fight that I was definitely going to stay away from. But I ended up doing it, and it ended up being the right decision. He made it look easy. Absolutely destroyed him. Yeah, he was saying it was going to be one of the best walkouts ever, and it was literally... I don't even remember it, bro. I mean, mind you, I was like 20 pints in at that stage. I mean, I lost count at that point. Yeah, it's there was nothing special about it. How you doing, Robert G? I haven't seen you in here before, bruv. Nice to have you. Leon had the belt, but he will never get it again, and that's the thing. He never will. I hope that they match up him and Gary, and that they take each other out because like Leon's not going to get back to the belt, and I don't want Gary to get anywhere near it either. So if Leon wants to do a solid for the community, he can get rid of Ian Gary, put it on a fight night, 5 rounds, and let these two fucking cunts cancel each other out. I'm really pissed off with Leon at the moment, in case you can't tell. Come on, your head doesn't double in size in your 30s like that from hard training. Possibly. I mean, I don't want to hate on Bilal too hard. I don't want to. And again, with the head thing, I don't know. I don't know if that's conclusive enough evidence. I thought, I don't know. I think he's just been working harder. That's what I want to assume. Running all those errands for the Daggy boys, getting the coffees in. You know what I'm saying? If Leon fights JDM and wins impressively, you don't see a path to another title shot. No, I don't. They don't want him as champion. They do not want Leon Edwards as champion. They had their British champion. It's all well and good. Now they've got Tom Aspinall. They don't need Leon Edwards anymore. I think Leon Edwards is going to have to win 2 or 3 fights to get back at the minimum. And I just don't know if he gets there. I don't. Based on that now, all you got to do is pressure the cunt and he'll fold. He proved that last night. He proved he's got no fucking heart. He did not change things up whatsoever. The way he fought that fight was extremely dumb. It was extremely dumb. Bilal made him look shit. And that's just the truth of it. And like I said, they don't need Leon anymore. I think what they do is they give Shavkat the belt because I think if Leon had won, they would have probably made Shavkat fight JDM. But now I just think they fast track Shavkat straight in there. And I kind of hope they do it that way. And I kind of hope that JDM takes his time to recover and then potentially gets a shot afterwards as well. Because I don't think we're going to see JDM until at least January. So I don't mind it. Firstly, no one remembers that because it was done so terribly as bad as the Colby ones. Leon doesn't take people down with technical skill. The way he took Colby down was fucking embarrassing. Yeah, but Dana's rampage after the Dana's rampage afterwards was fucking pathetic. You put the card on until 7 o'clock in the morning and you complain when the fights are shit. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If they're gonna do a UFC card again in the UK, I hope it's just a fight night card. I don't want to see any more numbered cards in the UK if that's what they're gonna do, because it was just low energy. I mean, and the UK crowd are like they were there from the very very start. The arena was full from the jump. Everyone was in their seats. And the energy was good at the start. You could see people were lagging. It was just a dumb decision. Yeah, Mo, we get it. You want to sit on Bilal's mat. Mo has been a Bilal supporter from day one, so fair play to him. We have to let him have his moment. Bro, when Islam sparked Leon in his head, do you mean obviously you mean Bilal? Weren't you worried Leon may have broken his neck and become a paraplegic? Like I said, to be honest, mate, I was like 20 pints in at that stage, and I knew within 2 minutes of the fight where it was gonna go. So I was like, fuck it. And I got you, Rick. I got you. I'm all caught up. I wasn't that worried. I kind of wish he did break his fucking neck, to be honest. He's let this guy become a champion. I'm still in disbelief. I think it's going to be hitting me in waves over the next week, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to get over this. Watching this numpty parade around with the belt is just upsetting to me. But, you know, he deserves it. He fucking deserves it. Lol, yeah, I forgot his name. Well fucking played, sir. Unfortunately, as much as I dislike him, he's a champion. The thing is, Mo, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even like Leon that much. I don't. I just hate Bilal. I'm going to be real with you. Bro, if guys are getting their neck broken in MMA, we wouldn't be allowed to have MMA. It would be too dangerous, bro. I'm obviously joking. I don't want to see anybody get injured in there. But it was a legal move. It was perfectly legal. Leon should have defended himself better to Todd. He just fought the entire thing incorrectly. He needs to learn to fight on the front foot. Like, you're a better striker than Bilal Muhammad. You've got decent takedown defense, or so we thought. Fight on the front foot. But as soon as he took him down, I wouldn't say I'm a quintessential Leon Edwards fan. I like Leon Edwards, but I don't care about him being champion that much. I don't. Like, I'm not like, he's not one of my I do think the guy gets a little bit too much stick for being boring. But there's no recovering from this, man. I'm not a big fan of Bilal or anything, but I do like getting my pick right. I think Bilal really needs to at least improve his finishing ability on the floor. That's the thing that really frustrates me about Bilal. Forget his cringy fucking personality, which I do hate. I think he's got an awful personality. I think the guy's horrible to listen to. But it's the fact that the things he does well are basically, he's really good at taking people down, but terrible at doing anything on the ground. And that was evident yesterday. He barely touched him. It's a lot of lay and praying. And that's where my frustration with Bilal Muhammad comes from. And he's very sloppy in the striking. Like, watching it live is even more evident. He just swings like a mongoloid. But it worked. But Leon looked genuinely like thrown off by him. Did Mikhaev get cut because he was being too much of an annoying douchebag? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I think they used it as an excuse, but apparently, like I said, he jumped Cap, like he sucker punched Cap in the back of the head. He suckered him in to say, "Come and take a picture of me," because we all saw that picture go out. And then he fucking sucker punched him in the back of the head and tried to get his boys to jump him. I mean, that is the ultimate bitch move. So he deserved to get cut just for that. Jeopardizing the fight, like, it was no coincidence here that the fight was on the main card, then it was the main event of the prelims, and then it got pushed to the early prelims. And we all assumed it was going to be because of Manel, but now we know it was because they were sending a message to Mikhaev basically being like, we don't want you around. Leon looked gassed from round one. He looked confused, mate. He was literally fighting from the back foot from the offset. And fair play to Bilal for pushing the action from the moment the fight started. He pretty much marched straight over to him and got in his face. And Leon was unable to adjust. And as soon as he landed that first takedown, everyone in the crowd just groaned. And the energy just got ballooned out of the building. And it was just downhill from there. Like, I never felt like... And the thing is that you can never depend... When Bilal won the first 2 rounds, I knew it was over. You cannot depend on Leon to get a finish. You just can't. But no, he boxes like an absolute retard. He throws hands like a retard. But it worked. It worked. What can we say? What can we say? It fucking worked. And like I said, full credit to the guy, but I don't think he makes a defense. I'm going to go off and sleep, but just got to say, get your last digs in, bro, because this is the last moment of humility you're going to get from me. I'm not saying that. Fuck Bilal Muhammad. Canelo is ducking Bilal, of course. Of course he is. He don't want any of that. Fair play to Bilal Muhammad. Did you see the fights or scuffles in the crowd? To be honest, yeah, I was down on the floor, and I was talking to Brutally about this in the morning when I was on the way back to the hotel, and apparently it was going on behind me. I was so shell-shocked looking that way. I was dressed like a fucking idiot in a fucking wolf onesie, and I was just sat there like with my head in my hands like this for about half an hour. I was literally like that. Because the thing is here, like, I knew, like, obviously I had to get a cab back to the hotel, which again, I ended up not being able to get. I ended up having to walk halfway back to the hotel because I couldn't get anything. But I ended up waiting behind. Like, I was still outside the arena about an hour after everything finished. And I was sat there on in Dougie's live stream, just venting. It was a pathetic sight. Sat there dressed like a cartoon wolf, looking like an absolute plum. It was awful. I'm not saying that either, Matua. I'm not saying that either. I don't even remember the music that Bilal came out to. I swear to God, I was on fumes at that point. I probably should have taken the guy behind me's offer and just taken a little bump, but it's not my style. I'm not really a drug taker. I don't know how I would have reacted as well. It needs to be in the right circumstance. But I did meet I met Brutally before the event. What a solid dude he is, by the way. Fucking legend. It was nice meeting up with him. So that was cool. I do think Bilal can be cringe. He just is. He's just like. But the thing is, yeah, this is Bilal's best. I actually give Bilal credit for kind of playing that antagonist because at least it's something. Like he basically said to the UK crowd, England's going to lose again. He went for us, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to lean into the cringe because he doesn't have a personality, and the way he fights is fucking boring. How many furries tried to pull on your tail on the night? It didn't have a tail. At least I don't think it did. I got very few comments about the onesie, to be honest. Like coming in, the woman who searched me, and she searched me very, very thoroughly, I have to say. Got a bit of a half chub going on. She thought it was hilarious. And I had the little pillow on the back of my head as well, so she kind of enjoyed that. But outside of that, I had a few people come up to me and go, "Oh, mate, that's hilarious." But I didn't understand what the Liverpudlians kind of say anyway, so they could have been calling me a cunt for all I know. Alan was another one, yeah. I'm going to be real. I don't remember that fight. I don't remember that fight at all. I'm definitely, like I said, floor seats just were not the right decision. I should have, the next time I go to a live UFC event, I'm going upper tier, front row, or I'm not fucking going. Half chubs are dope, they are. It was a good way to start a night out. Great way to start a night out. She definitely wanted some of your boy, for sure. But no, the crowd would generally, the crowd energy was generally good, but by the end of it, it was just like I said, it was fading. It was fading miserably. And like I said, if they do UK cards again, I don't want to see numbered cards, or I'm not fucking going, lads. Fight nights only, so they don't have the excuse. Did you tell them the Chris Gray told you to wear it? No, I didn't. Your name was not mentioned. I don't think about you that much, Chris. But I do have to give you a shout out though, because it was a pretty nippy night. So I thought I was going to be too hot, and the opposite. It was the perfect thing to wear at nighttime. Fucking unbelievable. But yeah, I don't know what matchups they're going to make next. I don't know what you guys want to see. I'd love to see Shavkat versus Bilal next, and I'd like to see Leon versus Gary, and then maybe I don't know what they do with JDM at this point. It's a tough one. I picked Aspinall to win as well, but man, he looked like a little ugly when he was just lunging in at one point. Yeah, he was very sloppy as well. It was a very sloppy fight. When I was watching it live, to be honest, I thought like they stopped it a little bit early. It felt a little bit early to me, but at the same time, it was only going one way. Like Blades wasn't moving. He was getting his fucking head stamped in, or bashed in, more accurately. He wasn't responding. So it was the right call, because I think he would have taken just more unanswered blows to the head, and he probably would have ended up with more brain damage than he probably needs. So I think but watching it at the time, I was like, yeah, maybe that was a little bit early. But fair play, whatever the fuck. It was going that way. Allen versus Chikadze was a very good fight. I think they both look good, even though Giga tied in the third. I need to rewatch that one. I literally was checking out. I think I was talking to somebody, or like I was not paying attention during that fight. I wasn't even sure who won. It was the same with the Nathaniel Wood fight as well. I don't remember what happened in that one either. Because I literally got to the end and I was like, who fucking won? Like, because obviously Nathaniel Wood ended the fight fairly badly, and I was thinking, like, has Pineda won this? Because I had Nathaniel Wood on my parlay as well. So I genuinely wasn't sure. Yeah, we didn't want to give Blades more of a stutter. Exactly. I don't think he needs more brain damage. But yeah, it's a shame that you didn't. It's a shame that you didn't live stream, Jax, because it would have been fun to jump on. And I was sat there for part of the night just jumping into people's live streams and just talking bullshit. That's the kind of night that it was. It was just, if it hadn't been for the alcohol running until 4 o'clock in the morning, the night would have been a disaster. And like I said, there were some funny characters in the crowd, so it was pretty funny. Yeah, the same situation with the first Yuri fight with Alex. Could have let it go on, but most likely was get it in. And that's the thing. Like Blades was not fucking moving, and he was getting his fucking brain splattered in. It was only going one way at that point. It was definitely the right thing to do. Because having a guy that huge on your back, battering your brains in, there was nowhere for Curtis to go. He would have taken unanswered blows to the head for another couple of minutes. So it was the right decision. I think they counted 15 strikes to the back of the head unanswered. You can't complain about that. And to be fair, Blades didn't complain either. He didn't complain. So fuck it. That says it all. Blades is hot these days. What do you mean by that, Andy? What do you mean by hot? I don't want to make any assumptions. But hot means something else around these parts. If he's your type, that's perfectly fine, Andy. I've got nothing against that whatsoever. Ian Gary is good, but he's fighting slow. I'd be very confident that Leon Edwards fucks Ian Gary up still. I think Leon's fighting style is more suited to somebody like Gary, who's more of a counter striker. And I think that would suit Leon down to the ground. But there's not really someone who can exploit Aspinall's moments of recklessness in heavyweight division right now in the stand-up. When Ngannou was around, that would have been... I would have loved to have seen Ngannou and Aspinall. I don't think anyone beats this version of Aspinall. I just don't think they do. And I don't think, like I said, I'm more convinced than ever that we never see him and Jones. I don't think we get it. But who knows? Jones is never going to be allowed to forget it if he doesn't take the fight. But Jones's whole attitude will be, look, there's always going to be another guy. You're never going to, like, whenever I leave, you're never going to be satisfied. Because if he beats Aspinall, it's going to be, oh, Alex Pereira. If he beats him, it's going to be somebody else. There's always somebody to talk about. So he'll use that as justification to pussy out and fuck off, to be honest. So we're not going to get it. Yeah, he initially complained, but when I think he knew, like, he started, obviously he applauded Tom at the end. And in his post fight, he did mention that I think he tweeted something as well to the effect of he got too happy with himself. I think he thought he was touching Tom and got carried away, and it was the right decision. Shavkat will get the belt. It's just a matter of when. I completely agree, Robert. Completely agree. It's only a matter of time now, and I hope it's sooner rather than later. I'm thinking maybe towards the end of the year, maybe December, because the last thing we want is to get into next year and then Bilal's off for Ramadan, and then he holds the... To be fair to Bilal, he usually fights quite regularly. He's not like and that's one good thing that's going to come out of this, I hope. That we get like a more active champion, because I know it's not entirely Leon's fault, but he's not the most active guy. I'd like to see Tom versus Gon. Well, Tom pretty much poo-pooed that after the fight as well. The thing is with Gon pretty much has ducked everyone, and then he beats these low-level heavyweights, and he seems to think that he's entitled to a title shot every time he beats anybody in the rankings. So he beats Spivak, demands a title shot. He beats fucking Tybura, demands a title shot, despite the fact that he's had 2 opportunities. I think that Gon should fight Blades now. And obviously, he's fighting... who's he fighting? He's fighting Almeida, right? He's fighting Volkov. In It's not in Paris, is it? Or is it in Paris? I forget. I like Tom versus Gon, but Gon fucked that up. Yeah. And the thing is, Volkov, I actually think Volkov might beat him. Volkov has improved immeasurably. I'm a big Volkov fan. I think he does him in. Is Shavkat a Muslim, as he's going to have Ramadan as well? It's a good question. I don't know. I know he's obviously Kazakh. Let's see. I'm not going to fucking TikTok for that information. I think he is. I think he is. I should have known that off the top of my head, to be honest, but I assume he is. So it's the same problem. But I think, yeah, if they can get a fight on for December, that would be perfect. Because I don't want it. But then isn't Eid like around that time as well? When is Eid on this year? Because I think there's another period of fasting for Muslims this year still to go. If Garn beats Volkov and Almeida, he can start talking again. I think if Garn beat, this is the thing that pisses me off. Yeah, Garn will probably. I know what I just said that I think Volkov might win. But if he beats Volkov, who he's already beaten, he's going to be demanding a title shot again after that. So I do think we see Gon and Tom somewhere down the line. I do think it happens. Eid is in the spring. All right. That's when the next one is, yeah. Because there's two Eids, right? I'm not going to start getting into this, but I think there is two, as far as I understand it. And I know it's obviously down to when the it's more down to what is it, the lunar cycle or whatever it is, than a fixed date every year. Also, Blades' wrestling will never be what it once was. It's too long now since he's used it in MMA. It digresses at that point. I completely agree, Cayman. It's kind of sad for Blades because there's nowhere to go for him now. There's nowhere to go. He's literally gonna be. He must be what I'd say comfortably. He's 3 fights away from getting anywhere near it, and he just won't. Yeah, there's 2. I thought so. Free kicks. I thought so. I do have my brother and my sister are both Muslim, so I do know a little bit about it. In a stand-up fight, Gon can win, but Tom has the jiu-jitsu. I think Tom clears Gon out. I've never really been that high on Gon. Eid Ramadan, yeah. What? So the next, Aaron's saying the next one's in the spring. I'm sure there's another one this year though. I'm sure there's another period of fasting this year, but I might be wrong. I was drunk and up all night till 7:45 a.m. Fucking hell, Andy. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I was able to get back to the hotel and get some sleep in, but yeah, it was like I said, I was gonna come back home on Monday, but I needed to come on and talk to you boys, and I didn't bring my laptop with me, so I came home just for you guys, just to come on tonight. And I feel better now. So thanks a lot. I got Mo coming in out of the way, him gloating, talking shit. So I'm able to kind of like now that he's come in and said his piece and fucked off, I feel better now. So nice one, boys. Blades is the Gilbert Burns of heavyweight. Yeah, pretty much, bro. A nearly man. A fucking nearly man. I feel sorry for Blades because Blades is very, very good, but he's just that level below. Blades is about to be the Neil Magny of the division. The thing is, yeah, Blades cleans out everyone else. Blades cleans out everyone below the top 5. But he's just never going to be good enough to beat like a Tom or a Garn or a... He's just not at that level. Garn is also the same distance striker guy. A heavyweight Bilal-like fighter would beat him. Bro, I think Tom fucks him up. I'm not worried about Garn in the slightest. And let's be real. I mean, Tuivasa had him on skates at one point as well, which in hindsight looks really bad. Made some banging fish and chips last night for the UK card though, so healed the Bilal winning factor. Funnily enough, I had fish and chips when I got home. I never have fish and chips, but I had some when I got home. So that's a weird coincidence as well. I want to see Tom work off his back. I hope Blades would have been able to take it there. This was the whole issue with Blades going into it, because we all know that Tom's a better striker than Curtis. But also, if Curtis got him down, I don't think it would have went too well for him. It was in hindsight. So I was basically saying the entire time, oh, like I think Blades is going to be a very difficult fight for him. And then literally the day before, I jumped on here and I said I thought Tom was going to win in the first round. So I just had a sudden change of heart. So and that's the thing. The takeaway from this entire thing, as pissed off as I am with Bilal Muhammad as champion, and I am pissed off, at least John Jones doesn't get away with it again. because that would have been a disaster of disasters. I was a bit pissed off that Manel Cap lost as well. But again, learning about the broken toe after that, I was like, yeah. And I also have to. I think I might have to start admitting that Paddy the Baddie is actually quite good. Because I went on record this week saying the guy was shit. I said it multiple times. I don't think it's fair to call him shit anymore. He had the best performance on the card, or obviously outside of Aspinall, by a long shot. The two of them were the only people who turned up and fucking did what they were supposed to do. Everything else was shit. By the way, I don't know if you guys did. You guys watch the opening fight on the card, the Shana Bannon fight? She fucking lost, bros. She was dog shit. She fucking lost. So that was a robbery to start the card. I couldn't believe it when she got the nod. She was awful. I think, yeah, Robert, I think it's time to admit it that Paddy is actually a decent fighter. I'm willing to concede that now. And he's actually starting to grow on me a little bit because I used to think he was a twat as well. I think Paddy's just unpredictable, which makes him good. The thing is, yeah, like, is he a technically good striker? Not really. But again, it's the effectiveness. As soon as he kicked Bobby in the leg, Bobby just froze. The chick who pieced up Molly was pretty good. Bruna Brazil. Yeah, that was really satisfying. You know how I feel about Molly McCann as well, that fucking ugly dyke cunt. She is genuinely a nasty person. I caught a few episodes of that Paddy the Baddie, you know, the BBC documentary thing. She is a bully and a bit of an asshole. She's not a nice person. And it was very satisfying to see her get beaten up. If you're losing to Bruna Brazil, you're fucking cooked, mate. Yeah, Bukowskis and Prachnio was all right. That was one of the only fights I got wrong on the card. So I picked Shauna Bannon, but got away with it. And I said it was going to be terrible, and it was. Who was next? Let me go back and have a look at what picks I got right and wrong. Anyway, I only did a four fight parlay yesterday, and obviously nailed it. All right, so I picked Shauna Bannon. I picked Mick Parkin, obviously. I picked Sam Patterson, obviously. So I get no credit for that. I picked Marcin Prachnio. I picked Preston Parsons, so that's 3 and 2. I said Mohamed Mokaev was going to win, but I wanted Manel to win badly, so I guess I said that Colin Lowram was going to beat Jake Hadley. He got fucking worked. I didn't really give an opinion on Molly McCann because I don't care. I said Wood was going to win. Yeah. I said Gregory Rodriguez was going to beat Christian Leroy Duncan, and I was correct about that. Fucking Gregory Rodriguez in person looks fucking shredded. There was a woman behind me in the weigh-ins. When he popped his top off, this woman behind me went, "God damn!" And then like got into like her boyfriend was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he got into this big argument. So that was awkward. But no, he looked fucking shredded as fuck. That head kick Prachnio caught him with from close range was insane. Yeah, I thought the fight was going to end there. That was one of the better fights on the card for sure. I had Alan, Tom, Paddy, and fuckface Leon let me down a prick. That's a good way of summing it up. I did not bet on Leon Edwards just because of the odds. I didn't like him. I didn't like the odds. And it's funny as well, because when I made a parlay yesterday, I originally had Leon Edwards in it. And then I backed out and I swapped him out for Paddy. So on my parlay, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a sec. Let me just refresh my memory. It was I said as well that I'm not going to do 4 fight parlays anymore, and I fucking did one. So I've been on a murdering spree lately. So I had Mick Parkin, Nathaniel Woods, Arnold Allen, and Paddy Pimblett. 50 quid to get 250. So it was a no-brainer for me. Then you took your shirt off and they were really shocked. Mate, I was going to pop my shirt off. At one stage of the night, I was like, it was getting a bit warm. And I was like, you know what? I was tempted for a moment there, but then, you know, I came to my senses. I was pretty drunk at that point. As much as he doesn't deserve it, I still want to see Tom versus Cyril. Well, this is what I'm saying. If Cyril gets a dominant performance against Volkov, starches him out, you could get that fight. And it could end up being for the title against Tom. It could be. That was my first time betting on MMA. How much did you put on it, Rob? Is it one of those one and done situations here? To be honest, yeah, I've had a very inconsistent. I literally I'm like £1,500 up in total, and that's like years of betting, which is fucking terrible if you think about it. It's fucking terrible. I've literally been gambling on MMA for about 15 years, and I'm literally $1.5 grand up. It's fucking terrible. But at least I'm not down. I'm a fucking warrior. Yeah, I didn't pop my shirt off. I wasn't screaming I'm a warrior last night. I was surprisingly under control, and it's just because it was more the tiredness that was getting to everyone. €15, but I would have got 67 back. Not bad. You're a Euro man. So where are you, Rob? Where are you, my man? If you don't mind me asking. I'm not asking for a specific location, like, I don't need your home address or anything, but where you at? Shake my head doesn't want it though. Where is yeah, how you doing, Whoa? How you doing, Whoa? Get your licks in. I fucking deserve them, mate. I'm still fucking upset, to be honest. I was just telling the boys that I was literally sat there. I'm a bit sick as well after all that drinking. Oh, you're in Dublin? Fucking sweet, man. I was living there for 6 months the year before last. Fucking expensive city. And I was there a couple of weeks ago as well. Frankie, did you see Molly's walkout and she looked right at someone with the MMA guru mask? I didn't. It was on the other side. Do I want to rephrase that? Rephrase what? Did I say something zesty again? Well, I got like 57 minutes into the stream. Yeah, if you could hit the sub, I keep forgetting to ask about the sub button and the fucking like button. I always forget. I'm not very good at playing the game, to be perfectly honest. I would appreciate that. If you could help push this fucking piece of shit out, that would be great. I didn't really have a plan for what to talk about today. I obviously wanted to talk about the Makayev situation, how I had a guy fucking harassing me to take coke with him half the night. I think I got spiked as well. I'm pretty sure the same guy put something in my drink. Because at some point in the evening, this was at about 6 a.m., I was drinking my pint of Guinness. I decided to switch to Guinness for some reason. I have no idea. And it tasted a bit off. So I think the dude might have dunked me. So I'm pretty sure I got spiked as well. Chris, I lost about 5 muffins last night. Yeah. And the guy behind me, I think he must have been a drug dealer or something, because he showed me all of his bet slips at the start of the night. He bet like $1,000 and they all fucking failed. He had like 7 or 8 parlays on, and he shelled out about $1,000 and he lost all of them. All of them. He didn't seem that bothered though. What were you wearing again? I was wearing a wolf onesie. I was going to go with like the Pikachu or the Tigger, but I didn't have the balls to do it. And to be honest, I didn't really want the attention. I did not really want the attention, so I kind of pussied out. But I promised Chris Gray that I would rock up with the onesie, seeing as he suggested it like multiple times, and so at least I was a man of my word. By having Leon in a parlay, I told everyone. I'm not saying that either, Chris. You fucking fruitcake. And they want, mate, Scousers are the scum of the earth. I'm just gonna be honest. They are. They were all coked out of their fucking mind. They were doing it out in the open. And he wasn't even lining it up here. He was just putting fucking dollops of it on his fucking, like, big round piles of it on his just fucking doing it in front of everyone. Yeah, man, I was going crazy. It was all in all, yeah. I must have spent about £400 on booze yesterday, minimum. I get quite generous when it gets to a certain stage of the night. Pretty much since the start of the night, really. Honestly, I would say it wasn't worth what I paid for. 100%. And I'm never buying fucking floor seats again. I'm never doing it. They're just not the best place. It's just not the best place to take in the fights. I'm gonna reiterate that. I'm not really depressed, to be honest, mate. I'm kind of over it. Talking to you lot has definitely helped to, you know, that it's like a fucking therapy session in here a lot of the time. And this time, it's my turn for some fucking cathartic, you know, getting shit off my chest, because I literally came back home for this. Jumped on an early train. I'm like, I got to talk to the boys tonight. I don't even know how Blades can beat Garn at this point. I think he could at his prime, but he hasn't applied offensive wrestling at high school level in 3 years. He needs to go back to doing that. He is not a good striker. And as soon as he started throwing hands with Tom, I was like, he's going to sleep. And yeah, you said the floor seats were shite. To be honest, though, I've only ever been to this is the third MMA event that I've ever been to, the third one. And like a fucking dumbass, I literally thought that the best seats in the house must be the ones right next to the cage. Incorrect. Fucking correct, mates. But lesson learned, innit? Lesson learned. So next time it will be upper tier row 1. I'm going to get on it immediately. And I'm actually around Abu Dhabi. Well, I'm not in Abu Dhabi next week, but I'm in Dubai. Like, we're planning on going next week. So maybe I might go to that card. We'll see. I don't know. We have to remember Jones's wrestling looked shite against Santos and Reyes, but he took 3 years to get his wrestling chops back to fight Garn. But Jones was champ and he could take time off. I'm just sick of John Jones at this point, to be honest. I'm fucking sick of him. I want to see him get his comeuppance. And I firmly would like, nothing would make me happier this year than seeing him get chinned, especially if it's Stipe. Because what I don't like about the whole Stipe thing as well is, you know, Jones is only fighting Stipe so that he can stick it to DC one more time before he leaves. And as much of a waffler as I think fucking DC is, I was kind of on his side during that whole beef. It's just basically Jones sticking it to him one more time before he leaves. That's exactly why I'd never buy floor seats, because with my luck, I'd get sat behind... Mate, I was sat behind 6 Stefan Struves. 5 of the biggest, fattest cunts I've ever seen. And they were literally on the row in front of me. And I am not a tall individual. So, it was not great. Like I said, I spent most of the night watching it on the screen. How you doing, Crystal? Good to have you here. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a little bit. Like I said, certain things have cheered me up. Makayev getting cut was one of them. That really made my day. And just being able to sleep in on the Sunday was great as well. I was really grateful for that. So it wasn't all bad. And coming here and talking to you boys and girl has really helped with the therapy, man. You should have sat on their shoulders. Yeah, maybe I could have tried. Maybe I could have tried to swing that. And they stunk as well, the fucking baboons. So that was disappointing. But lesson learned. The next time I go live, like I said, it's gonna be upper tier, front row. And the thing is, the guy who I was talking to Rambling Dad before this, and he told me after I bought the fucking tickets, these are the ones you need to get. So I was naturally yeah. But like I said, lesson learned. You live, you learn, innit? Hello, John. DC's face while interviewing Tom was hilarious. Yeah, that feud will never die. That will never die. Makayev getting cut, and see, I saw the Guru's reaction to that as well. I got sent like a video of it on I can't remember who sent it to me on Twitter. He looked over the moon. Did they smell like cholesterol? They smelled like bacon and fucking chip fat. The smelly cunts. But like I said, man, everyone was absolutely coked out of their mind. Yeah, Makayev being cut is kind of the him being boring thing. I think is a little bit of a convenient excuse. I don't think it's because of that. I just think it's because of his bullshit antics outside, the sucker punching and all that. And he is a boring twat as well. I'm not saying that either, Chris. You get away with too much of that shit in here. You need to fucking behave yourself, mate. But yeah, as I said, all in all, I'm glad that I went there. And to be fair, I will tell you guys this here. Manchester's fucking amazing. I don't know what was going on that weekend, but when I went out to go and meet Brutally during Saturday afternoon, I think I must have went out to meet him at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. There were fucking costumed up people everywhere. It was like a cosplaying fucking explosion. And there were a lot of women out that were looking real good. I'll put it that way. So that was a highlight. But Manchester's a really nice city. I would definitely recommend. Recommend checking it out if you've never been. It's the second time I've been. To be honest, it was a good experience. Outside the cage, stupidity fucks with money and business relationships. Yeah, he's fucked it up for himself. I don't even know if the PFL will take him at this point. He might have fucked his entire career. Bro, the whole crowd smelled like BO. It was 7 o'clock in the morning by the time the main event came on. It was cooked. Everyone was fucked. Everyone was blitzed out of their skulls. And everyone was tired. And like I said, as soon as Tom won, there was just a massive adrenaline dump. And then to get that fucking stinky shit to putting them as the main event, all I'll say is here, at least it's over. At least we don't have to see that again. And hopefully we'll see Shavkat go in there and do his business. That wasn't some racist saying lots of weirdos don't wear deodorant. I don't wear deodorant. I don't need to. I've got a naturally beautiful smell, mate. I'm not a sweaty cunt. I'm not some gigantic thumb. You are the first person I've heard say Manchester is nice, but I haven't been. I was on it, bro. I've heard bad things as well. It was honestly nice. It's honestly nice. But like I said, I was pretty much in the city centre, so I probably saw the best parts of Manchester you're going to see. I've heard the outskirts are a little bit scummy, but I can't attest to that. The people seem kind of friendly. It was cool, man. I had a good time there. I can't complain. You know what's crazy? Bilal was underdog in his last 5 fights and has gone 5-0. Somebody brought that up as well. Fair play to him. But the thing is, though, he shouldn't have been the underdog in the second Luque fight. That was ridiculous. He shouldn't have been the underdog in the Gilbert Burns fight either, because Gilbert Burns is fucking ancient. But having said that, fair play to the guy. And he's going to be underdog in his next fight as well. I think they've already said that they've released the early odds, and apparently Shavkat's a -225, which is kind of disrespectful after what we've just seen. Yuck, are you a hippie? No. Are you talking to me, Chris? I don't know what you mean. Why would you ask me that? Sorry, Paradox, mate. Let me go back and have a look. I didn't mean to miss your. I did a poll on my channel, Frankie, and so far 18 votes. We have 9 picking. That's not crazy. That's not crazy. My only issue with JDM, and it's a big issue, his takedown defense is sensational, and he's obviously one of the best. But in terms of like the way he works the body, is fucking amazing. But if he gets taken down to the ground, he's fucked. He can't get back up. He's got no fucking get up game whatsoever. None. And that's not preferable against somebody like Shavkat, who will get you down. So I don't like the Shavkat fight for JDM at all. I don't give a fuck what Dougie has to say about the situation. I know he thinks JDM's the best welterweight of all time, but I don't like that matchup for him. And I also don't like JDM's chances against Bilal as well for the exact same reasons. He looks like a turtle on his shell when he gets taken down. He just does. But still, I do want to see him in these fights. The thing is, he's got dog in him. He's got dog in him, and like I said, those body shots are if he lands on you in the right way, you're fucking cooked. But at least there's fights to be made now. Bilal being champion. I'm kind of on board with thinking that Bilal's going to be very hard to beat. I just have to be honest about what I saw last night. I just have to be honest. He's going to be tough to get out of there. I think Shavkat is the only guy that's going to beat him, if I'm being honest. But I don't blame anyone for thinking JD. I mean, JDM, I'd love it if JDM went in there and fucking... JDM is the Shav killer. What makes you say that, Paradox? Why do you reckon that is? JDM cannot get off his back. Usman coming after Bilal. I reckon Islam's going to call Bilal out. I know that Bilal doesn't want to fight Islam for obvious reasons because they're brothers. Islam Makhachev does not give a shit. He's already gone out on record and said that he'd fight him. But apparently Islam's injured, right? And what did I say about Islam? I said he'd fight Poirier and then we wouldn't see him for the rest of the year. Correct again. Fucking prick. Do you at least have a French shower? What does that mean? What's a French shower? Is it something fruity? Yeah, the Jeff Neal fight. Shavkat looked very human in that fight. And that fight was an absolute war. That was my fight of the year last year. The Shavkat and Jeff Neal fight. I thought it was a slobber knocker. A lot of people were saying it was Volkanovski and Islam won. It fucking wasn't. It was that. JDM is Jeff Neal if he wasn't retarded and has an iron chin. Good summation, to be fair. Can't argue with that, for being honest, mate. You've nailed that one, I've got to say. You fucking nailed that one. Ugly Jack. Yeah, that nose is atrocious. It literally looks like a pancake. Usually only hippies don't wear deodorant because they don't need it in order to... The thing is, yeah, here's the thing about deodorant, yeah. This is my belief in it, yeah. When you start using it, you start needing it. And it is horrible shit. And it stales. I'm generally a very clean person. But like I said, I don't sweat. Because I don't fucking do anything to make me sweat. I'm a lazy cunt. Neil missed weight versus Shavkat and is very hard to take down. I forgot that you missed weight. That's a good point. That is a fair point. But again, I think here's the thing. Shavkat just... If Shavkat chooses to take you down, you're fucked. Because he can just revert to that. It's like when I watched Tyra. Tyra's striking is all right. But as soon as he decides, fuck it, I'm just going to take you down, there's nothing you can do about it. Bilal must be thinking about asking Dana to have UFC Gaza. I can't believe you got me to say that. Well done, Rob. But nice to have you in here. You know, I'm a fucking Irish lad myself, even though I sound like a fucking, you know, let's call it a bender. I sound like a bender. But I'm actually Irish. I was born in Cork. So shout out to you, sir. I think Bilal's next fight should be 4-on-1 against Jones, Ngannou, Aspinall, and Pereira with no referee. Well, I guess I know how you feel now. That very image has actually made me feel a bit better. So thank you for that. I'll be dreaming about that tonight and jerking off. I picked Brady over Bilal, Burns over Wonderboy, Bilal over Leon, and Bilal over Vicente. So Cayman, he must have made you a shitload of money, mate, as an underdog. And like I said, fair play. I'm not going to shit on Bilal anymore. He did what he needed to do. But Leon being able to reverse it, you know, Frankie, you're doing an Izzy right now. I'm always doing an Izzy. That's the irony. That's probably why I hate him. It's like looking in a mirror. Broken native. Bro, I'm Irish, man. I'm Irish. It is what it is. I never claim to be from here. Yeah, Robert, if you heard my surname, which obviously I'm not going to say on stream, a few people on here do know my surname. It is as quintessentially Irish as it gets. It is a typical Cork-like surname. And I literally, I was living, like I said, I was living in Ireland for about 6 months last year. I was in Clare for like 3 months, and I was in Dublin for like 3 and a bit. No. My son is half Chinese. Sticking your dick in a Chinese person does not make you Chinese, mate. That's not how it works. That's fair. I guess I sweat like a motherfucker, but lots of natural deodorants out there that don't got all the perfumes and shit. I just think I've got a naturally nice aroma. It's been something that I've always been complimented about. Patches of Houlihan. It's not as bad as a Houlihan, but it's fucking up there, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, it's up there. Yeah, if Shavkat gets a takedown, those sub threats are so, and that's the issue. I don't. Bilal is useless on the ground. His ground and pound is dog shit, and he's got no submission game, or very little. His jiu-jitsu's not that good. That's why I fucking hate him. Because the one thing he's good at doesn't lead to anything exciting. The UFC must be fuming. Dana looked fucking pissed as well. He looked like he was raging. He was so angry. If you haven't seen Dana's post-fight interview, you need to give it a watch because he was fucking coping hard. Frankie is Szechuan. Yeah. Younger Burns versus Shavkat would have been nice. Yeah, the Burns that got a title shot against Usman was about as prime as it got. As prime as it got. Yeah, my kids are half Chinese, obviously. So yeah. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. It is what it is. What do you smell like? Give us a whiff. I've got no fucking idea, Machua. Why don't you come here and have a smell? You weirdo. Why did I say that? I need to stop going on at stupid o'clock in the morning because it's when the fucking Freudian slips come out and I say something really zesty. It always comes out. My neighbor across the street is Ayosh. What's Ayosh? What am I missing? So yeah. I really appreciate this tonight, boys. I really needed this. It was worth coming home. How you doing, Hank the Tank? What's good, brother? What is good? I just got back from Manchester like 2 hours ago, and I'm still coping pretty hard. But to be honest, this therapy session that we've just been through has really helped. So I appreciate every single one of you for coming by. I was in your live stream earlier, I think, Hank. I might have messaged, I can't remember. I might still be drunk, to be honest. But yeah, I agree with you, Paradox. I think a young Burns would have been fucking amazing. Do you like the actress Saoirse Ronan? I don't know who that is, mate. I do not know who that is. Just because I'm Irish doesn't mean I know who every fucking Irish person. You're doing well. What did you think of the card, Hank? I'm assuming you thought it was fucking terrible. She's Irish. Yeah, I don't know who that is. One thing that's baffling me about next week, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, how the fuck is Corey Sandhagen plus 200? I feel like that's way too good to be true. Faded Aspinall and hyped up Leon. Sorry, man. I did the same thing, Hank. I did the same thing. But one thing I will say is, yeah, I didn't bet on Leon, so all is good. All is right with the world. All is right with the world. I ended up like I said, I ended up betting on Paddy. Oh, I'm doxing today. You're doxing yourself. Fair play, bro. We love you, Andy. We're not gonna come around and do anything. Nah, my dad is Irish. I'm only half leprechaun. That was unnecessary. And fair. And fair. Andy, how you doing with the sub count there, my man? You got over to 100 recently, which is fucking amazing. I thought it was a banger ever since 300. Everyone complains about the cards. How you doing, Alpha Pure Blood? I haven't seen you in here before either, brother. Welcome. Or maybe I have. But anyway, welcome, brother. I think a 6.5 is not unreasonable. There were moments, but having 7 fucking decisions in a row was not the one. And like I said, I don't remember the Arnold Allen fight, and I don't remember the Nathaniel Wood fight. I can't remember a single second from either of them. I'm not sure what was going through my head at the time, but I mentally checked out at that point. And of all people, for Paddy the fucking Baddie to rejuvenate the entire event Actually, the Rodriguez fight was pretty decent as well. He looked good. But outside of that, yeah. Who are you guys picking for that Sandhagen fight? Oh, you're part of the Beanie cult. Fucking sweet, bro. That is fucking sweet. I recently became a member again on his channel as well. So I appreciate having you in here, man. You're always welcome. It's a bit of a chill one today because, like I said, I was in Manchester until this morning, and I needed to come back and talk to the boys because I was fucking fuming, mate. But I feel a lot better now. But welcome to the channel, man. I really appreciate having you here. Much love. Yeah, I think Sandhagen's going to win next week, or he's going to get robbed. So basically, Sandhagen needs to finish Umar if he's going to win that fight, because he could win 5 rounds to the zip, and he's not getting out of there with a decision. Not in that part of the world. No fucking chance. And that's the only reason why, even though plus 200 seems very, very tempting, I don't think I'm going to bite on it. I don't know about you guys. There's no way he walks away with a decision in that fight. There's no way. Dodgy as fuck over there. So that's kind of where I stand on that. It's like at plus 200 though, you kind of have to. And we'll obviously talk about that throughout the week, trying to build up a parlay or whatnot. Because I can't even remember who's fighting. Also Marlon Vera being the underdog against Davison Figueiredo is kind of crazy to me as well. I think Corey, and people might shit on me for having this opinion, I think Corey is the most well-rounded fighter in the UFC. Or he's up there. In terms of what he can do, his striking is fucking elite. His wrestling's amazing. And he's very diverse. He's got a decent chin. I think Corey's the most well-rounded guy in the entire organization. And you can fucking shit on me for that all you want. Umar isn't a title eliminator off the back of a win against Bestcat Almacan, who is like, who the fuck is that? To be fair, yeah, that guy is actually decent, but that fucking fight, he should not be fighting Corey. If his name wasn't Nurmagomedov, he wouldn't be ranked right now. Look at the guys that he's fought. Him being in the rankings is almost as embarrassing as how high they had Makayev in the rankings. He should have never been anywhere near there. It's fucking pathetic. I think the Sphere card is going to be good as well, but everyone's complaining about that one too. Do you know what the issue? Do you know what the issue is with it for me, Alpha? It's the fact that they glazed it. And Dana's been doing this over and over again. I agree with you here. I think the card is good. I'm a little bit disappointed that they've knocked Pereira and Fluffy off the card and they've moved it somewhere else, because I think the card needed it. And obviously, it's a bit weird that they have what's his face, O'Day Osborne to start the main card as well. I don't know what that's fucking all about. But whatever. It's not a bad card. It's just the fact that Dana White just had to hype it. Oh, we've spent this much money on the card. Oh, it's going to be the most amazing event. And the thing is, I do think it's going to be an amazing event in terms of visually. It's going to be very, very different. It's going to be a spectacle from that perspective. But they could have stacked it a bit better. But at the same time, we've obviously what we learned from 300 with them overstacking cards is it fucks up like the next 7 or 8 weeks after that. So I'm kind of glad that they still kept Max and Tapuri on the back burner as well. So I'm not that disappointed. I think it's going to be a good card. O'Day Osborne's the new Cody Brundage. What, sacrificial lamb, yeah? Too soon for Alex P after he just saved the other card. I wouldn't be surprised if they called him up though. They probably had conversations with him. They probably did. They better have double the ring girls. Good fucking point, mate. Couldn't agree with you more. Imagine having fighters that aren't Mexicans on the card. I mean, I don't think it matters that much, but at least they didn't put... When you think about it, they couldn't have... I think Max Holloway was saying something about this as well. You can't have a Spaniard on the card. when the Mexicans were getting independence from the Spaniards, and then you have a Spaniard headline in the card. I'm surprised that nobody put that together. I mean, it was a no-brainer when you think about it. He was never going to be on the card. They have better ring card dudes. It was supposed to be one of the best cards of the year. Now it's more like an ordinary pay-per-view. Thing is, Plymouth, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, but it's not. First of all, it's not a numbered card, obviously. No, it is a numbered card, but it's like I said, we've kind of maxed out with kind of like the last. We've basically used up every title, and at least we're getting Shevchenko and Thingy out the way because I think that needs to be done. So I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with the card. I don't think it's that bad. How you doing, Lane? What's good, brother? Johnny Walker comes to heavyweight and chins everyone. Imagine that. Johnny Walker's embarrassment is not even. It hasn't even begun to be over. He is going to get fucked up at heavyweight. Something different. Has anyone looked at the ticket prices yet? I've heard it's fucking extortionate, mate. I've heard it's fucking extortionate. It's as bad as UFC 303 from what I've heard. It's super expensive. I think they're going on general sale on Monday. So tomorrow. I got an email about it this morning because obviously I'm signed up to that UFC fucking, what do you call it? That premium, whatever the fuck it is, where you get Fight Club. So yeah, I literally got an email this morning saying that it's going on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. Fuck that. I ain't paying for that. MMA is going to be on Netflix soon. Could be. So funny you watch Walker get murdered at heavyweight. I'm going to enjoy myself, I'll be honest with you. The thing is with Walker, yeah, obviously he's very chinny, but at least he's fun to watch. It's fun watching him get sparked out. So he's got that going for him because he always gets sparked out in the most memeable ways as well. It's always with his fucking face crushed and he's folded up because he's so big that when he drops, it just looks embarrassing. Dana is obsessive breaking into that Mexican market. Though. He's not doing a fucking good job of it this time, is he? He's kind of shit the bed, to be perfectly honest, on this one. What Mexican fighters are fighting on there? There's only what's his name? What's that lanky prick who's fighting on at the beginning of the card? Zellhuber. Is Zellhuber actually Mexican? Let me confirm that. I think he is. I think he's the only Mexican, right? Who's fighting. Apart from obviously, and we don't count women because women are not real people. Yeah, Daniel Zellhuber. So we get Grasso and we get Zellhuber, but Grasso doesn't count. I don't count women as people or as fighters. Take what you want from that. Yeah, Daniel Zellhuber. It's all Cain Velasquez's fault. Isn't Cain Velasquez getting sentenced next? That guy is going to jail for a long time. Imagine firing shots at a man who was touching up your son and missing. Imagine going to jail for missing. He definitely deserves the biggest L of the year, to be honest. No Chill is letting me down. We're poised to do a joint. We were supposed to do a joint stream. Was that supposed to be last night? Women aren't real. Paradox. I need to help you out with this, bro. I need to help you out with this. The problem is, if you want to do like joint streams, you've got to invest a little bit. That's the problem. I think you can get like a basic package on Restream, which is what I'm using now. And as you can see, it's pretty good. Women are very real. They're real in different contexts to me. I don't consider women fighters as real. I just ignore the entire thing. I mean, fucking hell. Like the way that they killed the momentum last night was, I'm not even gonna get into that. Supposed to be after your stream. Oh, no worries, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna hang on tonight. I feel so much better though. You guys have really cheered me up. So I appreciate you. And if you are new here, do subscribe. It's not usually this fucking boring. So I apologize for that. Don't see this as like a regular, this is what it's like in here, because it's, I was about to say infinitely more entertaining. That's bullshit as well. I shouldn't say that. I think I'm a lean Umar. It's very close, but I think Corey Sandhagen is elite, but there's something about Khabib's camp. They just, and the thing is, bro, Cayman, I've got to be real, yeah. As much as I rate Corey, and I do, cunts from that part of the world just don't lose. If you look at their if you look at the current active Dagestani fighters in the UFC, I think there's only been 3 losses to Dagestani fighters in the last 10 years or something like that. It's something outrageous like that. Those guys just don't lose. They don't fucking lose. But I think Corey's going to get the job done. As soon as I saw that fight announced, I was like, fucking. And I don't think Umar's been that. Again, I don't think he's fought anywhere near that level. But you're probably right. He's probably just going to fucking wrestle fuck him and get it done that way. And Umar's actually a very decent striker as well. Like for a Daggy especially. He's a pretty good striker. Jandaroba lifted everyone's spirits. I like Jandaroba. I think she's a good fighter. And I hope she gets Wei Li. I hope she gets Wei Li next. Shotty, how was the UFC? It was a fucking shit show, mate. In a good way. I got fucking harassed by a coked up fucking scouser all night, who was with a really hot bird who was bored out of her mind and kept complaining throughout the entire thing. I had the mother of my son with me for half the card, and she was screaming, "Just hit him, kill him, kill him," like screaming at the top of her lungs and getting drunk off her nut. And then she was like, she turned to me like just before Paddy came out, and she's like, "Why do you watch this stuff? It's shit." And then she left. And she was correct. She was absolutely correct. So fair play to her. They don't risk the Daggies at anything. I don't, but mind you though, Robert, yeah, the thing is, mate, I feel like the Daggies are kind of on the, with this whole thing going on with Khabib and all the rest of it, their time might be up in terms of getting preferential treatment. We may be at a stage now where the favors stop coming in. You know? You get a sense that the tide is turning. Islam is good, but again, the Islam Poirier fight was a complete waste of everyone's time. And now he's not going to be fighting until the beginning of next year. I said it was going to happen. I said he'd fight Poirier, and then we wouldn't see the cunt for another 6, 7, 8 months at a minimum. Imagine paying for an expensive ass UFC. To be fair to her, yeah, she doesn't know anything about it, right? And she thought that the event was going to be like 2 hours. She only discovered that the event was going to be 7 hours when we were on the way there. And she was literally like, "What? 7 fucking hours? Are you joking me?" So in her defense, like, she did get, and she didn't pay for shit. So like, there's no skin off her nose. But like, the for her to get as far as she did, I give her credit. Because remember, 7 fucking decisions in a row. I was literally like, bye. Didn't try to get her to. In fact, I was kind of relieved. And then I'm pretty sure I got spiked. That's a good woman. Yep. And like, because obviously hearing her behind, the other girl behind, just moaning throughout the entire thing. And to be fair, the guy she was with was a fucking tool as well. I got into an argument with him at the start of the night because he said he couldn't see. And I was like, stand up. So we got into a little bit of a, and then I was like, "Do you know what? We ended up having a little bit of a chat. I bought the guy a pint. And then he was literally trying to get me to try and do cocaine all night. He would not let it go. Did you get there for the first prelim? I did, bro. I did. You think I'm shelling out $1,000 for tickets and not turning up right from the offset? I was literally there 15 minutes before 20 minutes before the card kicked off. I'm one of those people, man. I'm always there early. Mexicans on the UFC sphere: Grasso, Rodriguez, Zelhuber, Aldana, Jarigui, Shires, Torres, Ortega, and Roses. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are complaining about. It's stacked with Mexicans. I do like the Ortega and Lopez fight, and I'm surprised that it's going down because I thought I was pretty sure that Diego Lopez, not Diego Lopez. I was pretty sure that Ortega was going to go up to 155. So that surprised me, but it's a great fight. What time did they stop serving booze? 4 a.m. The thing is, I was hatching all these plans here about how I was going to get around the booze issue. So when I talked to Paradox before going yesterday, he told me that they were going to stop serving booze at 1 a.m. So immediately I'm panicking. I'm like, what the fuck? So I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to buy like a big canister, just bring it with me, and then fill that up with beer at the beginning of the night. And then I found out that they weren't letting people in with bottles or canisters. So I'm like, right, okay. So I'll bring a. So I thought, all right, I'll just bring a rucksack and I'll just fill it up with beer cans because they sell beer cans in like a little concession stand. So I thought, oh, I'll just buy beer cans and I'll be all right. And I'll just have those to stock to you for the rest of the night. But they basically said you can't carry beer cans to the ring because people are going to throw them at Bilal Muhammad. And I was thinking, to be fair, if I got to a certain, and these scousers, they got no behavior, and half the arena was fucking full of bin dippers. So there's that. So they were basically making you empty the beer cans before you got out. You had to fill up the cups and then drop the. But then obviously, as soon as I got there, they were like, "Yeah, man, we're going to be serving booze until 4 a.m." So instantly, I was just relieved, and the night was able to progress from there. Figueiredo looks Mexican. He fucking does not, mate. He looks like a transgender. That's what Davison Figueiredo looks like. Lopez is white. I mean, with the fucking what do they call those haircuts again? That hairstyle, the mullet. With the mullet, he's kind of got a bit of a whiteness to him. He's got a bit of redneck energy to him. Fuck, you have to be based as fuck to rock a mullet these days. Yeah, the guy literally said Bilal Muhammad. He was like, yeah, they'll probably start throwing cans at Bilal Muhammad. And I was like, yeah, fair play. Because I probably would have done the same thing after that first round. Because bear in mind, yes, Scousers are absolutely no. You were right to say it, Paradox. Because if it had gone down that way, at least I was prepared. I was thinking of things to kind of skirt around it. But to be honest, there just wasn't. I mean, I even brought in a plastic bag, and I just thought, oh, I'll just stick some cat. But no, they don't let you pass it. They were watching people like a hawk, so there was no way around it. But like I said, by 4 o'clock in the morning, I literally had like I bought like 6 or 7 pints at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was good to go for the rest of the night. I must have got through 25, 26 pints yesterday. I was fucking gonzo, mate. Bilal Hamas Mohammed. The things you get me to say in here. But no, I will say, like, it was a very good night. I enjoyed myself. And there were highlights. Like when Paddy won, the energy went through the roof. When obviously when Tom Aspinall got the win, everyone lost their fucking shit. Because obviously he's from around there, but then was everyone doing coke in the toilets? No, mate. Everyone was doing coke out in the open. Out in the fucking open. The guy behind me was literally dropping dollops of it on his fucking thumb every 5-6 minutes, and just openly sniffing out his brains out in the open. People were vaping. I could smell like people were smoking weed in the arena. It was out of fucking control where I was anyway. And I think they were just like, fuck it, these people are enjoying. Even with the booze thing, I don't think they were supposed to serve booze until 4 o'clock, but they kind of just did it. Did you have any good food? Nah, bro, when I go out for stuff like that, I'm purely on a liquid diet. I was disappointed when heavy or potentially sharp objects weren't being thrown at Bilal. They were ready for it, bro. They knew who was turning up. They know Liverpool, because Liverpool's obviously like an hour. I think it's like an hour away from Manchester, something like that. And half the crowd was Scousers. And they've just got no behavior, mate. He should have worn his sunglasses again. That was one of the things that I brought. When I made my Everybody Hates Bilal Muhammad video, I literally spoke for 10 minutes on just the sunglasses. That's how petty I got. That is how petty I got. It was bad. I need to start getting back to making like video content like that again, because now that I'm going live here most days, I'm getting fucking lazy. I need to sort my shit out. But yeah, I'm glad that I went, but a few lessons were learned. They went absolutely bananas when Paddy won. Bananas. Fucking bananas. But like I said, everyone was coked out of their fucking mind, mate. Looking around me, everyone was doing it. Just out in the open. And I don't know how they got it into the arena. I'm sure there's creative ways, as you know. I'm sure you can probably read between the lines yourself. But no, it was just brazen, man. Scousers don't give a shit. They are the dirtiest people out there. They don't give a shit. I heard that Ryzen 3 was fucking amazing. I think it was on this weekend. I got a message from City Life Project just before I came on saying that Ryzen 3 was the best card of the year. So if you feel like watching some actually good MMA or some good fights, maybe go back and check Ryzen 3. I think it was on this weekend. I'm going to go back and watch it when I've got time. That's the plan. Did you see Brutally? Yeah, I met him like 2 or 3 hours before the event. So I met up with him and had a few pints and met some of the what do you call it, blockchain guys as well. Because he was there with a bunch of dudes that he got like a VIP press pass and shit like that. It was pretty cool. So I met up with him like 3-4 hours before the event. And we got a couple of pints in. Fucking solid dude. I got nothing but time for Brutally, man. He's a fucking good lad. Oi, musical reads chat too slow, so I'm here now. How you doing when you fucking disloyal cunt, Westy? And I know how pissed off you get when people don't read your every fucking word, you soy boy. How you doing, brother? I heard you didn't watch the card, you fucking lucky cunt. I wish I'd had the same privilege. But lesson learned. Pacquiao got fucked up, did he? And Derek Chisora won again. Do you guys, anyone who doesn't know Derek Chisora yet? That guy is one of the funniest. I'm gonna do like a video on him one day. He probably has the best trash talk out there. Block Asset, that's it. Block Asset. Really solid dudes. He was there with like 8 or I'd say 7 or 8 people, and they were all really solid lads. There was this one guy who was with him who's a Scouser as well, who's apparently a professional fighter as well, and he was funny as fuck, man. He was talking about getting robbed in his last fight. And he was talking about how he fought at heavyweight, and he was like 2 inches shorter than me, and I was like, bro, that's savage, man. Yeah, Chisora beat up Joyce. I should have seen that coming. But again, I didn't bet on. Joyce was another one I was tempted to stick on a parlay, but at minus 400, I was like, nah, and I'm glad I stayed away from it. I've been on a parlay murdering spree lately. I'm gonna go through this man like a laxative. Yeah, Derek Chisora is the man. Derek Chisora is the man. His beef with what's his name? Dillian White was fucking hilarious. No cops stopped them or security. Mate, Scousers don't give a shit. They don't care. Yeah, Chisora's amazing, man. I love Chisora. I'm gonna be sorry when that guy's gone because he's literally the funniest cunt. Yeah, the David Hay Chisora, and then when David Hay ended up managing him, just hilarious, man. I'm anything but disloyal. Been watching musical a lot longer than you, Frank. That's true. It was obviously a joke. Don't get so sensitive, yeah. I appreciate having you here whenever you do turn up. What analogy are you referring to? It's good to see you here, Black Betty. How did you enjoy last night's card? Did you hate it as much as I did? He glassed me. That's not very nice. That's not very fucking nice, is it? But yeah, I'm genuinely quite it's gonna be a long time before I go to another event. I would say it's gonna be a long time because it was, like I said, the view was pretty shitty. The people there were coked up maniacs, and it was rough to get through, man. It was rough to get through. The whole night was just a slog. It was a slog, and you could feel it in the crowd. But it is what it is. I'm kind of glad now that But did he grass you? Yeah, it was a weird analogy. Yeah, it was a weird one. He's just a very Dillian's a strange guy as well, but that beef was very entertaining. Derek Chisora's blacks. Derek Chisora's trash talk is some of the best in the game. It truly is. I'm definitely gonna miss that cunt when he's gone. But yeah, another reminder to everyone to please do subscribe to Andrew B. Let's keep boosting him up. Next one at normal time shouldn't be so bad with the coke. Bro, I said this before, yeah. If they're gonna come back to the UK, I don't want it to be a numbered card. Just do a fight night so there's no fucking excuses. Stick it on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in America and just get it done. No, there were no kids allowed in the arena. That was something that went out as well. So there were no kids about. I mean, of course there wasn't. Only a right irresponsible cunt would do that. Derek Chisora's black. Did I say that? This is how you know it's getting to a certain stage of the night. But yeah, Derek Chisora's is hilarious. I did that. That slipped out, didn't it? I was hoping nobody noticed that. I don't know where my chain of thought was going with that one. Yeah, it was. I average like 1 or 2 a stream. I'm secretly a racist, closeted fucking. I was gonna say nonce there, but that's going too far. Yeah. What was the whole reason they stuck with American time? It's for the pay-per-views. It's because it's a numbered card. So they were, but this makes no sense. I've spoken to Americans about this before, and they said, yeah, if the fight was on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, they wouldn't have given a shit. So I don't know what the point of it was. In fact, most Americans I've spoken to have said they would love to have a card on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Finish up for 8, 9 o'clock. Go to bed at a reasonable hour. It makes no sense to me. Derek Chisora beats Usyk in a rematch. Yeah, of course he does. To be fair to Chisora though, that was his hardest fight. Chisora gave Usyk his hardest fight. He's Derek. I'm not. Oh god, I can't believe I said that. Back in here, had to go record a new video. I would have watched the card regardless of the time. That's the entire point. How you doing, Predator? What's good, brother? At this point, we're just fucking talking air at the moment. I'm pretty much open for yeah, he does fucking hate us, the ungrateful twat. I don't want to see numbered cards in the UK again. I just don't. And I'm never going to a numbered card in this area again. I'm not doing it. It was just so impractical. Made no sense. Wasn't Edwards versus Usman free on English time? I don't know if it was on overnight though. I think the card was on earlier, from what I remember. Yeah, sorry, I've been absent until right now. Mind giving a real quick spark notes on the 304 card, frankness? Well, it was shit, mate. The first 7 cards were a decision, which obviously you know. Oh yeah, well actually you didn't watch it. It was awful. It was pretty boring. Things pretty much kicked into gear. Like I don't remember watching the Giga Chikadze fight. I don't remember watching the other one, Nathaniel Wood fight as well. Completely sleepwalked through those two. The card basically got good when Paddy came out and Tom. The card was all Paddy and Tom basically, and Rodriguez was pretty decent as well. But apart from that, it was shit. What do you think about the new welterweight division? It's a fucking nightmare, mate. It's an absolute nightmare, and I'm devastated. Mick Parkin got a KO. Yeah, that's right, but that was a pretty sloppy fight up until that point as well. Bursky actually came out looking pretty shredded. He looked like he's lost some weight, the fat cunt, and he needed to. So fair play to him. Did you get pictures of yourself in the onesie? I did. I took a couple of videos because I knew you were going to ask that question. I was trying to get a video of that guy doing cocaine behind me as well, and I thought, nah, he seems like a psychopath. And I don't want to get into a scrap with this dude because the last thing you want to do is scrap with somebody who's like, you know, coked out of their marbles. Like, so I was tempted to try and get a picture of that for the boys. And he literally did it about 40 times during the course of the night. He was fucking hoovering that shit up. I thought the card was decent. The thing is, it wasn't that. It was worth it for those 2 moments. It's got to be Shavkat next Predator. It's got to be. We've got to send Shavkat in there to do the work. It's got to be. It has got to be. You have to send that to the Discord or group chat. I will, bro. I will. I look like a fucking idiot. So thanks a lot for that. But yeah, Predator, it's got to be Shavkat next. I hope they do Shavkat and Bilal at the end of the year. And they do Leon versus send Leon to kill Ian Gary. He's got to make up for what he's just done. So go and kill Ian Gary. And that'll make up for everything. Because Leon's never going to get to another title fight again. So fuck him. So at least he can take Ian Gary out along the way as well. Mick Parkin versus Ross Pearson for dirtiest Mackem title. Is Parkin from fucking Sunderland? I did not realize that. Fuck him. I did not realize he was a goddamn Mackem. Prick. You're welcome. Fuck you, bro. Thanks for bringing that up. I knew as soon as you said it, that I was going to do it. Because it was way too good of an idea to not do it. It was way too awesome to not do it. At least Tommy won in beautiful fashion. He did. A lot of people said early stoppage. I strongly disagree. I very strongly disagree. Curtis Blades was on his way to getting severe brain damage if that had gone on even 20 seconds longer. 10 seconds longer. He was getting battered. Yeah, Leon losing the win streak is quite... but the thing is, he did it to himself. The way he fought was dumb. He just let Bilal come to him. He let Bilal go on the front foot, and you can't do that with somebody who's a pressure fighter like Bilal Muhammad. Stupid. I don't know what the game plan was. It was stupid. He made no adjustments. And the worst thing about all of it was when he managed to get periods of top control by reversing at the end of 2 rounds. If he just battered his head in like he did at the end of the 5th round, he could have stolen 2 of the rounds and won the fight. But he tries to fucking get position, latch in a fucking submission with his... Leon's fight IQ. I don't know if it was because he was tired. I don't think you can use that as an excuse. But he was dumb in there. He was dumb in there. And Bilal made him look shit. It was just... the game plan was not smart whatsoever. He basically played into Bilal's hands. And as much as I hate Bilal Muhammad, you've got to give him credit. You've got to give him credit. He got the job done, and I got nothing but respect for him for that. He's still a cunt, though. And I hope he gets battered in his next fight. But that's about as far as the cope can go. Leon was... sorry, it wasn't an early stoppage, in my opinion. Bro, it was 15 unanswered shots to the side of the head. There was no way. And Tom had him flattened out. It was going in that direction. There's no way. And Paddy was immensely good as well. And I said this earlier. I've been calling Paddy shit for years. Paddy's a good fighter. I have to give that up. He's good. Do I think he's going to struggle going forward? Yep. But he's fucking huge for 155. And Money Moicano is a very good call-out. But he's going to struggle. I think he's going to struggle with the rest of the top 15, but he's put himself in that position, so fair play to him. And he's actually kind of growing on me. Leon was terrible. I agree with you, Armsby. I think Curtis would have fucking died if that continued. Leon was terrible. The way he kept backing up. That's what... as soon as he started backing up, and when Bilal got the first takedown, I was like, yep, this is fucked. He's losing. I knew it 2 minutes in. It was horrible. The same people would have said late stoppage of Aspinall would have been 100% Plymouth. You can't win. Curtis got saved from severe brain damage. I've got 132. Now it's 131. Someone unsubscribed. Let me tell you something about people that unsubscribe, Andrew, because it happens to me all the time, and I can understand why. You're best off having people in here that are going to stick with you. So don't get disheartened by losing a sub every now and then. It's part of the process. You'd rather have people who are going to stick with you through thick and thin, mate. Because if they're not watching, there's no point in them being subscribed. So fuck them. That's how I feel about it. I'm going to rewatch the whole card. Don't do that. Don't do that. But the camera did pan to us a couple of times. But all the scousers that were behind me, they were just begging it to get on the camera. Stamping over each other, pushing each other out the way. It was pathetic. Leon could have beat Bilal at any time, but he realized that in the last... I mean, the shots that he landed in the last 30 seconds of the 5th round were the most devastating in the fight, period. He smashed his face to bits. Oh, for fuck's sake, anyone who doesn't understand Tom's power or damage you can do is blind. He got that... Yeah, Lena, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. If you think that's an early stoppage, you're retarded, mate. Fully. Curtis Blades got saved from himself, and I think when he goes back and looks at it, he's going to realize that. Leon just might be more autist than Arnold Allen is. I think he's got autism as well. Like, hearing his post-fight interview, his weird, like, kind of awkward laugh, he's a very strange individual. I love Arnold Allen, but he's weird. A lot of people don't unsubscribe either. Their channels get taken down. That's a fair point as well. That probably does happen. But I've said this in the past as well. It's like, I'd just rather have people that, you know, are going to watch, who are going to tune into the lives like you fucking legends. I mean, there's 26 fucking people in here. It's crazy. It's bloody sweet. I love each and every single one of you cunts. I really do. The fact that you'd sit here and listen to me waffle, I'll never get over how fucking amazing that is. I hope Leon represents Jamaica in his next fight. Yeah, Paradox made a video about that earlier, which I thought was quite funny. Just like, he's not British anymore. I thought that was hilarious. And true, fuck him. We do that all the time in Britain. It's like with Andy Murray, that tennis player. When he was getting battered all the time, we said he was Scottish. And as soon as he won something, we're like, hey, he's British, he's English. It's just how we roll. Yeah, those Scousers are definitely nuts. Mate, honestly, they were out of their fucking mind. They were out of their fucking minds, all of them. They are the dirtiest people on the planet, the way they think, the way they behave. Just no behavior. No behavior. I was half expecting the mother... I was thinking, yeah, somebody's going to try on with the mother of my child at some point. I felt like it was leading in that direction, but fortunately that didn't go down. It would be more of a pride thing. And like I said, those Scousers, man, they'll all jump here. And I was alone, so it wouldn't have been the most advisable thing. Watching Leon was like watching Uriah Hall back in the day. Has all the tools, but can't pull the trigger and makes terrible decisions. That is the perfect summary. The game plan was stupid. Like I said, he was backing up, and he was just making poor choices at the wrong times. As soon as he reversed Bilal in round 1, should have rained down punches. There's 30 seconds left. He fucking tries to go for a submission. There's 30 seconds left. You've lost the round. He did the same thing in round 2, and he did the same thing in round 4. There were pivotal moments in the fight where if he just made the right decision, he could have won. But he threw it away. And now we've got to watch Bilal fucking Muhammad parading around with a belt. I'm telling you guys here, this is definitely the beta timeline. We are living in the beta timeline. In no prime timeline is Bilal Muhammad getting anywhere near a UFC championship. And we have to live in that world. We have to live in that universe, that reality. It's an absolute abomination. I wouldn't say he has the worst IQ ever, because to be fair, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Leon Edwards has been very effective at fighting his way and doing just enough to win every fight he's been in. He hasn't lost in a decade. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. But the way that he fought last night was fucking dumb. He literally just fucking, like... Forgive me for getting so upset. But he literally fought right into Bilal's hands. Right into Bilal's hands. It was a disgrace to watch. And I do want to give Bilal credit. Bilal's game plan was perfect. He swung like a mongoloid, got takedowns when he needed on them, sat on Leon's face when he needed to. Job done. He deserved to win the fight. And I'm not taking that away from him, but Leon has to seriously look at himself after that. And if he goes and takes out Ian Gary, then all will be forgiven, or most will be forgiven. I'll be honest with you, Predator. I was one of those people. I thought Leon would beat Islam as well because he's just so big. Having watched that last night, Islam would have just mowed through him. He would have taken him down and beaten him up. And Islam's got a way better ground game than Bilal. Way better. So that was another fuck up on my part as well. I'll admit when I'm wrong. That slam took out 1,000 brain cells. Leon doesn't have 1,000 brain cells, mate. You're giving him too much credit. That's the thing. At no point, to turn it on the way that he did with 30 seconds to go was the most disappointing thing. Cheers to Bilal. Agree. Now, if Dana would show him a little bit of respect. Dana looked fucking fuming when they went off the air. Sorry, when he did the post fight, he was mouthing off about we're never doing bonuses, we're never increasing the bonuses again. You put a fight on in the middle of the night, you fucking bellend, and you're upset when people are fucking lethargic. It's just pathetic. And then he took more time to fucking glaze John Jones again, which is just becoming a regular at this point. Fucking pathetic. But like I said, fair play to Bilal. Fair play to Bilal. He performed really well. He should be proud of himself. I still hate him. That's what I'm saying. Imagine going on a 10-year winning streak and then losing to fucking Bilal Muhammad. Leon Edwards is going to be waking up this morning. And the thing is, yeah, Leon Edwards did not get that much, is not on that high. Do you know how much Bilal got paid for that fight? Have a wild guess. Do you know how much Bilal got paid for fighting Leon Edwards last night? And bear in mind, of course, he was getting no pay-per-view points, because why should he? Bilal was getting 70 and 70 for last night. He got paid 70 grand for that. And Leon apparently got about $500,000, not including pay-per-view points. So Leon probably walked out of there with probably $3 or $4 million. Because I reckon the pay-per-view sold decently yesterday. Just because of Aspinall. I reckon it probably did what? 200,000 to 300,000 pay-per-views, probably. Which isn't terrible. So you probably came out of there with, I'd say probably comfortably 1.5 million. Whereas Bilal got 140. And he didn't get a performance of the night bonus either. Which is just hilarious. Leon almost lost to Nate by KO. Yeah, but the thing is though, mate, Leon Edwards was beating the fuck out of him for 23 minutes. And he got kind of like a little bit too comfortable and got caught. It can happen. He was whooping his ass for 23 minutes. So he basically didn't have to try. Yeah, that's a fair summation. I don't think that's an unreasonable take. Shavkat Bilal might have to be the main event in Abu Dhabi in October. Islam is injured. Yeah, I told you, Crossover, I told you. By the way, subscribe to Crossover MMA. You're crawling up towards, he only started his channel last week. And the last time I checked, you were nearing 50 subs, right? So if we could subscribe to Crossover MMA, I would be very grateful to all of you in here. As well as to myself, of course, as well. If you haven't subbed to me, then please do so, because I am slowly getting towards the target, and I'll probably wake up tomorrow and lose another few subs. It's just the way that it goes. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. Do you fuck with sweet potato fries? Not really. I'm not a fruitcake. They are all right, to be honest. They're not too bad. Bilal should have been given nothing, a get well soon card for that kid when he was talking on the countdown. Yeah. Dana should do something to put Jones in the street and hit him run over. That's fucking dark, Andrew. That might be a bit too far. But let's be honest, the cunt deserves it. And Usman was beating Leon for 20 plus minutes. And then that is untrue, Weston. That is untrue. Stop talking bollocks. In that second fight, Leon Edwards won the first round very clearly. And then he gassed out. So let's not change around the narrative, yeah? He won the first round and was winning the 5th round. And then he came. So if the fight had finished the way that it was, it would have been 3-2 Usman. So let's not pretend. Leon took him down in the first round. He pieced him up, took him down, got his back. He won that round very clearly and then gassed. So you're talking shit again. And then Leon pretty much Leon fucked him up so badly in the second fight, or dominated so much in the second fight, that he was able to lose a point, even though Usman cheated as well, and still won very, very clearly. Yeah, Weston, it was only 19 minutes. Exactly, prick. It was more like 17 minutes. Obviously, I'm talking shit. Usman did pretty much dominate the fight, but Leon did win the first round. And having that fight in Utah was just fucking stupid. And the second round was close as fuck. I don't remember that. You might be right. He might be right. He did I do I Leon won every round. In the second fight he did. It's insane how Usman was 59 seconds away from having the longest. That's the thing. Usman was on the way to probably being the welterweight GOAT. And it all got ruined in one mad second. No more pound for pound headshot dead anymore. The thing is, yeah, Leon Edwards has overachieved. We just have to call it what it is. He became a champion, and as soon as he started talking about middleweight, I was like, uh-oh. Nah, Westy, you know I'm just joking, mate. I'd never try to bully you. Bilal should switch to representing Oman because that's the sound I make every time I'm reminded that he exists. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, 19 or 17 minutes. Did you watch the Westy's just fucking trolling. Westy knows that Leon Edwards won that first round. But he did get papped up for the rest of the fight, pretty much. But then in the second fight, he was fucking amazing. So he made up for it. And it wasn't at altitude. Which again, Leon what do you call it? Kamaru Usman trains in altitude. So everything was stacked in his favor. Hey, I'm a GSP fan, so I was totally fine with Usman losing to Leon. Was just a bonus. He's a Brit. I agree with you. I like Leon Edwards, but he's literally just like, we have to deal with Bilal Muhammad being champion. I'm never going to forgive Leon Edwards for this. Unless he beats up Ian Gary. I think that's the only way he can get back in my good graces. Andrew B, you'd better be nice to me. Andrew B is always nice to your Westie. Andrew's a lovely fella. Appreciate that, Lane, you fucking legend. I just saw Deadpool, really good and funny movie. I've heard that it's a bit meh. I've heard it's like the worst out of the 3 movies. I was one of those people that was saying it was. Don't spoil anything, by the way, because I haven't seen it myself. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to go and see it. I might go and see it tomorrow. I've heard the action in it is fucking amazing. And that there's literally non-stop fucking cameos. But that the story's a bit weak. That's what I've heard. So Bilal is second to GSP. Of course he is. Of course he is, because that's how it works, isn't it? Bilal may end up being the welterweight GOAT one day. We need to get Shavkat in there to assassinate him immediately. That's what we need. We need to send Shavkat to get the job done. Mad Max was a good movie. I still haven't seen that as well. Furiosa, is it called? Yeah, I still haven't seen it. I think it's the worst of the 3, but still it's really good. All 3 are really good. I wasn't too keen on the second one. I think Ryan Reynolds is a fag. I don't think he's funny. I don't dislike him. I think he's a nice enough. He's clearly a nice bloke, but I just think he likes getting piped. I've said it. You're gonna watch it with your kid, mate. I'm not. Do you think I'm that irresponsible a father? Although to be honest, I was watching House of the Dragon the other day, and my son jumped on my lap and I just kept watching. I should have turned it off because he began asking questions, and I was like, I'm a terrible father. I should have just turned it off. Gary versus Bilal. No thanks. No thanks. The only thing I could imagine being worse than Bilal having the title is fucking Ian Gary being champion. That to me is a nightmare scenario. I want Leon Edwards versus Gary. Leon Edwards needs to make this right. Gary versus Bilal is necessary. One must fall. But then the problem is with that paradox is if Gary wins, then we have to. Then they would have both held titles. I can't have Ian Gary as champion either. Minus 1 million buys. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I reckon that would literally do. That would literally do 50,000, like at most. And that's probably being generous. Ayo, take that back. Ryan is one of the only things us Canadians have. I'm sorry, bro. He's a fruitcake. You don't think he sounds a little bit zesty? He clearly loves a sausage. That's what I'm going to say. Bilal versus Gary would do negative pay-per-view buys. I fucking love that. Tony Ferguson gonna KO Bilal. I don't like Tony Ferguson either. I'm going to be honest. I think Tony Ferguson is a fucking prick. And now that he can't fight, there's literally no point to him. They might as well take him out to the back of the barn and just finish him off. I've never liked his personality. I've always thought he's a cunt. Fuck Tony Ferguson. In fact, I very much enjoy watching Tony Ferguson get beat up these days. If Osama bin Laden was the referee, then I'd pay to see it. Yeah, the shit might have sold on that one. It might have sold on that one. But no, that's what I want. I want Shavkat to get the title shot in October would be great. Tony's beating Chiesa. I don't think he is. Tony, look here. All you got to do is watch the Tony Ferguson fight against Paddy, against Bobby Green, and against the one against Diaz as well. He's way like and fighting at welterweight as well is just terrible for him. Is he fighting Chiesa at welterweight? He definitely sounds a bit zesty, but he's banging a diamond. Blake Lively. Blake Lively. Who the fuck is? I've heard of her. She's all right. She's okay. What was she in again? Yeah, she's quite hot to be fair. But then I told you, man, I don't like white girls. I've got the yellow plague. I've got the yellow plague, mate. Frankie gonna come and ankle pick you in your sleep. Bring it on, bro. Osama's in bikini, but Tony is beating Chiesa, I promise. Yes, it's at welterweight. I don't think he is, mate. Chiesa's terrible, yeah, but at least he's got some tea left. I think he's gonna choke Tony out. Tony's getting bad. Tony Ferguson is he's beyond cooked, mate. There's no chance. Conor McGregor's gonna beat Chandler. I think Conor McGregor's gonna beat Chandler. Chandler is a balloon animal with no fight IQ. I think Conor McGregor's going to chin him. It's beyond the yellow fever, to be honest, Westy. It's been a yellow plague for the last 2 decades. My very first girlfriend was white when I was like in high school, and she wasn't technically because I didn't get any pussy, so didn't technically count. But that's the only white girl I ever went out with, my very first girlfriend, and then it's been strictly Asians from then on. And a few black girls thrown in as well. Pretty much. Paddy versus Chandler. I wouldn't mind that. Tony is getting a W on his record in 20. I will mark your words, and I will remember this, Saturday. I'm gonna take a snapshot of this, and I'm gonna remember it. There's no way Tony Ferguson wins another fight. What they need to do with Tony Ferguson is give him somebody absolutely awful and just let him go out on a win, because he's never, ever, ever, ever going to go of his own free will. Just give him as many fights as it takes to get through his contract and then just get rid of him. Kevin Holland versus Bilal Muhammad for the title. Bro, it's not that ridiculous, you know. They fucking love Kevin Holland in the UFC. They love him. But again, Bilal just drags him down and just fucks his leg. Kevin Holland just cannot handle wrestlers whatsoever. Bilal versus numerous venomous animals. Okay, great. Sasson Cow, how you doing, bro? I haven't seen you in here for a little bit. I'm a Bilal hater too, but you have to agree that Leon is the blandest, most boring cunt on the roster. Leon is the real Izzy. Good riddance. To be perfectly honest, Jed, that's what's making me feel better. Because it's like, really, is Leon... I'm not really a major Leon fan. I know I'm supposed to be British, but I'm not really. That's supposed to be the whole point of the Chiesa fight. I think Chiesa's terrible, but he's too good for this version of Tony, I think. Tony is god-awful. He's got nothing left. I think Side would beat Tony as well. And I know nothing about you, Side. I think you get the job done. Tony is cooked, mate. Tony versus Mike Jackson. You see, now you're thinking outside the box. Split decision, probably, on that one. Mike Jackson is probably the worst fighter to ever fight in the UFC. Outside of, what's his name? CM Punk, whatever it's called, whatever his name is, Phil, whatever his name is. Sasson Cal, you are a suspicious cunt. I remember you from the Chump streams. I've seen Sasson Cal about in here, and I've seen him in other streams, obviously, as well. I've seen him in other chats, so I appreciate having you in here, bro. Always welcome. I can feel it. Tony's winning, and the crowd is going to go ballistic. Tony versus CM Punk. Now there's a fair matchup. Everyone's thinking the same thing. They need to give him a layup. Who the fuck is Chump? Who is Chump, and why did he disappear? Chiesa mogs Tony. I think so too. I think it's going to be embarrassing. I think he's going to choke his ass out. I think he's going to swallow his own tongue. That's how I see things ending for Tony Ferguson. Death by tongue swallowing. Chump will be back, I think. What did you think of Tom Aspinall's suggestion of John Stipe and Tom Alex in the UFC? I love it, man. I love it. Anything that fucks Ankalaev over is A grade in my book. And the thing is, it's exactly what Tom needs to do. Imagine if he beats up Pereira and then calls him out right after the fight. He can't be denied then. He needs to shame John Jones into taking that fight. Frankie, when we see Man United versus Newcastle game, we put in a bet on it and make it fun. Bring it on, bro. Bring it on. I'll gladly bet you. I'll gladly stick a few hundred on that. Whatever you can afford. Chiesa's getting too sloppy drunk and crying over Juliana Pena. What was he? Didn't Juliana Pena write? It wasn't her, was it? It wasn't him, was it? Oh man, didn't she fucking mock? Didn't he celebrate and get kicked out of the and get like fall down some stairs or something? And then she mocked him and ignored him while he was cheering. Linked on Gram, Matthias. I will check that out, sir. Yeah, Chiesa looks like a fucking hobo. I'm back. Welcome back. How you doing, Cheds? Cheds, are you back from your little excursion, mate? We've got to have a game of UFC at some point. You promised to be to let me can crush you. I need to boost my confidence after getting my ass whooped by Aaron a couple of weeks ago. Yes, Chiesa used to smash Pena. That is disgusting. Juliana Pena is a solid 2. Who have you got, bro? DDP or Israel? I'm sorry to say, Rick Allen, I think Israel Adesanya is going to knock his head off. And I hope I'm wrong, because that's another nightmare scenario for me as well. Having Bilal as champion and Israel as champion is just about, I don't know how much more I can take, mate. But I think Israel's going to chin him out. I think DDP is the perfect kind of the way that he lunges in, I think is perfect for somebody like Israel who's I've got to stop playing with my hair, man. I'm looking real stupid. Yeah, I think the way that he dives in is going to be perfect. I think he's going to get chinned. Have you ever been to Australia, bro? I haven't because I'm scared of your animals. I'm scared of wacky Australian animals. You guys have the weirdest fucking animals on the planet. And I'm not really a big fan of like massive spiders, and I'm definitely not a fan of snakes. So fuck it. I agree, Pena is repulsive. I knew you understood, man. I knew you got it. I swear to God, we've talked about this multiple times on here. I would stick my dick in virtually anything. I would not put my dick anywhere near Juliana Pena. She is foul. I will beat Bilal in a cockfight. I believe you, mate. I fucking believe you. The night Pena won the title, he got way too drunk and fell down and caused a ruckus and started crying or got kicked out. And she was like Michael Hu, like she didn't know who he was. Ugh. Yeah, that burns. That burns. Pena is handsome as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. She's fucking foul, mate. Bro, if you just go to Sydney or Melbourne, you're not going to encounter many randoms. But this is what I'm saying. That's the thing that Australians always say to me, like, oh, if you're in the city, you're unlikely to, but it's not impossible. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be running around in the fucking outback or anything like that because I'm not retarded, but I have heard that things are a lot more, that there ain't too many crazy animals in the cities, and I get that. Australia is definitely on the list. I've heard it's an amazing country, and I do need to get over there at some point. It's definitely on the list. I'm obviously joking about being a pussy for the animals, but like Julian Penis, fucking excellent. They have cities there, bro. Fair play. I'm just joshing you, mate. I do have to get there. Julian Hanson, that's wonderful. Yeah, she's foul, mate. But Chiesa seems on her level, so fair play. Tom gonna beat John by fingering Nina. Yeah. I thought that was a funny thing to say. Pena with glasses and 2 light beers. Well, Cheddar, you've always maintained, yeah, that what was it? A couple of 2 light beers and you'd smash any woman's MMA fighter? 8 beers and Pena is Grasso. Yeah. What is next on the vacation list, bro? I've got to do not New Orleans. I've got to do Miami. That's up there. I'm going to Germany this summer as well. I've never been there for some reason. I've got like quite an extensive list. To be fair, there's loads of places I need to go. I need to go over to Canada at some point. There's loads. I want to go to Mexico as well. I've never been to Mexico. Do some quality drugs in Mexico. So now there's a few places, man. The only place I'm never going to is India. That's the only place that's not on the list. No way I'm going there. But apart from that, does Pena have bunda? No. I've been to Miami. What's it saying, Rick? Worth the experience? I've been to a lot of places in America, but I've never been to Miami, and apparently it's the shit. So I'm going to give it a go. Cheddarhead. Yes, indeed, man. I would let her take advantage of me at one point. That's gross, mate. That's gross. Pena is so cooked and she's so hot. She's fucking not. She's got a dick and it's bigger than everyone's in here, I'm assuming. She's fucking foul. I would not go near her. And I'm literally the biggest slag going. Yeah, I'd take J-Lo over India. To be real. To be real. And it's mostly because it's not because of it's not for like racist reasons, although I'm sure they kind of are a little bit. It's just too crowded there, man. It's too crowded and too dirty from what I've heard. I'm just not on it. So fuck it. I don't care how that sounds. I'm just being real. I was with an Indian girl a while ago, and it was the worst, mate. She literally, she's the most selfish person I've ever been with. I was with her for like 2.5, 3 years, and she would literally like nut herself in like under 10 minutes, and then she was done. She was absolutely, it was the worst. It was the worst. She was the most selfish cunt I'd ever been with. Awful. Hey mate, Andrew, if you're into Juliana Pena, fair play to you, mate. She's a bit too horsey for me, but it is what it is. Chris, you're right. The thing is, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a slag. It just is what it is. But there's certain women. It's more the conversations you have to have afterwards. We talked about this. We're getting into email Melson territory again, where I'm like, we're talking about throwing sticks in people again, which I don't want to do that too much because I don't want to be known as that guy. Did she stink? Nah, she was a British Indian. So she was obviously born here. So Frankie, if Pena dropped a stack of books on the floor, you'd pick them up. I don't know what you mean, sir. Horsey Sleg? Yeah, she's awful, mate. She's absolutely awful. There's no way. I wouldn't go near her. I really wouldn't. But yeah, India's off the list. Not purely for that reason alone, but it's just because of the overcrowdedness and just it just seems like a dirty place. It was Mexican food truck who was roasting you, not Melson. No, Melson was roasting. No, Melson was raiding our entire chat. He was saying all we talk about in here is pussy, which is just not true. It's like 20% of it. And Mexican was basically saying that all we talk about in here is me fucking midgets, which, by the way, I never said that. I never ever said I'd fuck a midget. I didn't say I wouldn't, but I didn't say I would. I was just responding to Chris, who was on one. I mean, the smell is a reasonable one. I don't blame people for having that take. I don't think it's racist to say that you don't like the smell of certain things. I don't think that's anything wrong. It's not like they're doing it by accident. You know? It's contrived. Aaron loves when women talk in here. It's true. We're just boys, isn't it? We're just lads. There's nothing wrong with talking about your conquests. Depends on the part of India. Parts like Taj Mahal are not dirty at all. Possibly. I'm never going to find out. India is so far down the list. There's just no way. There is no way. We need to send airplanes full of deodorant to India. Foreign aid. Yeah. I mean, Paradox, it's a fair question. It's a fair question. And I don't know how to answer that. I do not know how to answer that. In my opinion, if you have to ask that question, then it's best to fucking stay away from the entire situation. If you have to ask yourself, is this a bit noncy? Then, yeah. But like I said, I mean, I grew up in a multicultural environment. I'm not like racist towards anyone, but like, I'm just saying you're allowed to have your opinion about what you think. I don't think it's like, if you say you don't like this, if you say you don't like the smell of Indians, you're well within your right to say that because it is a very distinctive smell. India is not a race. How would you describe it, bro? You're gonna regret everything you said watching Indian girls twerking, bro. I've got no problem with Indian women. I've got none. I'll tell you something though. My experience with Indian men is that they're very arrogant. They're very, very arrogant. You know that in Britain, yeah, nothing pisses a British person off, yeah, more than people who try to queue skip. Indian men are the worst queue skippers on the planet. They will literally turn up at an airport where there's a fucking 2-hour line and they'll try and work their way around it. I've raged on Indian men so many times. I've lost count. They're arrogant fucking cunts. But the women, Indian women are fire. It's true. India do get very beautiful women. I'll give you that. But as I said, my experience with the one Indian girl I was with, and it wasn't because she was Indian, it's just that she was a selfish twat, mate. Do you think Oasis is going to get back together for a comeback tour? No chance. No chance. Liam Gallagher is one of the weirdest cunts on earth. He is a strange individual, that man. The ego on that gentleman is on another scale. I just don't think him and Noel are gonna sort things out. I don't think they will. Their economy is run on scamming the elderly. I mean, the call center thing is pretty bad, and they are kind of known for that. And they're not exactly doing anything to prevent it. I'll put it that way. Again, I'm not gonna get too deep into this because I know I'm gonna end up getting clipped up for this somewhere down the line, and it's gonna be like, yeah, he's racist, yeah, he's zesty, yeah, he's this and that. There's already enough evidence out there anyway, so it's I think I might have already shot myself in the foot. I don't consider myself a racist person, but I think we all have a bit of it to us. I once saw an old black guy punch a Pakistani woman for trying to skip ahead of him in the queue. It happens, man. Best British band in your opinion? The Beatles, mate. Of course it's the Beatles. Don't be silly. Not even close, mate. Of course it's the Beatles. Paradox, are you going live after the Frankenstein? That's a very, very good question. I can't believe I've been on here for 2.5 hours already just waffling. I do like the Sunday get-togethers though, boys. They are fucking fantastic. What pisses me off is when I look up tutorials and some shit Indian guy starts yapping. Wow, the vitriol behind that statement is I'm feeling you, bro. I'm feeling ya. I also watch those scammers getting exposed on YouTube. It's hilarious. They are fucking brilliant. They are brilliant. Watching them freak out. I did go through a little phase where I would watch those scammer shows as well. They are bloody good. They're bloody marvelous. The Beatles all day. It's got to be, mate. More Asians though to hate on getting replaced in Canada. Also, can't wait to dip. That's the thing. I noticed that in Ireland as well. Ireland is getting very like Chinese and Indian heavy when I was over there. People saying the Rolling Stones are Oscar Willis's. I mean, the Rolling Stones. It depends on what you like, and I mean, the Beatles are the one. Frankie, what's your favorite Beatles song? Oh. I'll have to think on that one. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So many classics, mate. I grew up on 60s music because my mum was majorly into it. So I was like, I just had to recycle that shit. Someone buy Paradox a coffee. Yeah, someone should buy Paradox a coffee. I totally agree. Yeah, Scammer Payback is the best. I love it. I fucking love it. Is there anything you boys want to talk about before I head off? Because I'm probably reaching the end of my rope right now. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I probably need to catch some sleep. Is there any last minute things you guys want to talk about? I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow because whenever I go on live the day after a day's gone fairly decent, it tends to turn to shit. So I'm probably not going to come on tomorrow, but you will see me on Tuesday, most likely. Do you like the Arctic Monkeys? Nah, not really, or not at all. I've spoken about this multiple times. Yeah, I'm not really a major music person, which sounds really stupid. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy music, but it's not something that I'm very knowledgeable about. I lowered the coffee price as well. What was it before? Don't you have to get to a certain amount before they let you withdraw the money? I swear you were mentioning that before. And I Love Her is my all-time Beatles song. Probably it's very difficult for me. They've got like 20 or 30 absolute bangers. I don't think there's anyone in history who's had as many fucking straight up bangers than that. Frankie is a Big Ice Spice fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never heard a single fucking piece of music she's done, but I would tap the fucking shit out of that. You gonna watch any of the Olympics? No, I think the Olympics is fucking shit. I haven't watched it in like 10 years. Basically, since like I didn't even watch the last time Usain Bolt was in it as well. I don't think I've watched the Olympics since. I think the last one I watched was or parts of it was the Beijing one, or maybe the one before that. I think the Olympics is fucking arse, mate. I'm not going to be watching any of it. Frankie, are you in Musical's Tapology group? I am not. I am not, but I should join it. I'm assuming. I didn't even know he had a Tapology group. A radio station had a poll for the best singer, guitarist, drummer, and bass player to create a fictional superband. The end result was every member of Led Zeppelin winning. Led Zeppelin were fucking amazing as well, though. It was £5, now it's £3. That's very nice of you, bro. You'd tap Ice Spice. I fucking would. I would tap the absolute dog shit out of her. And you're lying if you said you wouldn't, mate. Only gonna watch 100 meters final I don't even know who the 100 meter sprinters are. Oh, the Olympic soccer's on. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch any of the Olympics. I think it's fucking dog shit, mate. It's fucking amateur hour. I'm not interested. I just think I think the amount of events they've got now has gotten out of hand. I think it's gotten way out of hand. Yeah, I should jump on a Tapology group. So you just make your picks every week, I'm assuming, yeah? I should do that. Thick Ice Spice was top tier, but now she's too skinny to tap that. Nah, man, she's all good for me. She's still got shape. I'm not saying she's a fucking beauty queen or anything. I just reckon she'd be filth. Juliana Pena is not. Are you fucking out of your mind? Juliana Pena is verging on bestiality, mate. She's an absolute dog. So Westy, do you disagree with me on the Ice Spice things? I can't see that emoji. Is that a green monster? I would smash the absolute dog shit out of her. I really would. I'm not even saying she's hot. She just looks like she'd be an absolute freak, and I'm down for that kind of stuff. I reckon she would throw down. Nah, bro, I don't care. I'm not even saying. Look here. She's a 3 or a 2. But I'd destroy that. I'm just being honest. And anyone who says they wouldn't smash is a liar. Is a fucking liar. You're lying to yourself right now. You're lying to everyone in this community. True, and the Olympics are dropping boxing and weight. Why? Boxing's the only thing in the Olympics for me that's worth watching. Poll in chat, I Spice. Fine. Let's settle this once and for all. And then when Melson comes in, he can accuse us of being fucking degenerates in here. But let's fucking do it. Hang on a second. Anyone who's I'm just doing this for you. So by the way, when people come in and accuse me of being this kind of channel, yeah, you can all say that you made me do it. Ice Spice Pena, there we go. Guess I'm gonna be putting my vote in. Guess who it's fucking for? Oh. This channel has gone to the dregs, mate. I mean, it's always been in the dregs. Who am I kidding? How is this even a question? Exactly. Juliana Pena is a fucking dog. Anyway, I'm going to move on from this. What have I missed? Yeah, Ice Spice disgusts me. Yeah, there's definitely worse out there. I don't know who Ice Spice is. Then you're better off. You're better off for that, mate. I've never heard any of her music, and like I said, she's quite butters, yeah. But she looks like she's got a little bit of a body on her, so I'll give her that. And I didn't really think she was nice when it was. Oh, it's close. Is it close? I can't see it. Oh, Ice Spice is winning. You lot are fucking disgusting. The fact that it's close is kind of a disgrace. I'm gonna be honest. Bro, I like fit girls. I don't mind. I don't mind. I like again, man, we've had this conversation. I'm into like, you know, things that stick out, but I kind of like, like shorter women because I'm only 5'8". Literally dismissed the poll with absolutely neither of them are an option. See, that's the take you should have had. Her music sucks. I bet it does. Is she like a singer or a rapper? Can't believe I just asked that. Just stumbled. How you doing, Thomas? Sorry, Thomas, man. I know you're gonna come in here and think really bad things about this stream, and I apologize. But it's 3:30 on a Sunday, and this is just where we're at. So I deeply apologize, mate. Thanks for coming in, though. Thanks for popping by. We're discussing who's more tappable, Ice Spice or Juliana Pena. That's the levels that we've sunk to. Wannabe rapper. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm glad I've never had the displeasure of hearing that shit. I don't know how I've managed to avoid it really, because she's everywhere. Or she was everywhere for a time. What the fuck's a drill rapper? What does that mean? What does a drill rapper mean? Is that some kind of euphemism? I'm Ice Spice, Booty Mogs Pena. Thank you. Thank you. See, I'm very sorry, Mr. Hayward. No chance of copping your subscription, and rightfully so. I work as a crypto trader and work really weird hours. So I'm happy just here chatting shit. Good man. Fair play to you, man. You're welcome in here anytime, sir. There's and you're free to talk about whatever the fuck you feel like talking. We were kind of talking about 304 for a little bit, but I've done enough coping. I'm over it. I'm moving on. And now we're just gonna descend into general degeneracy. So feel free to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about, mate. Pop Smoke would have ran a train through her. Who the fuck is Pop Smoke? Is that another rapper? I don't know who these people are. And I don't know what the fuck drill rapping is, what that's supposed to mean. Imagine all the rappers who've run through Ice Spice. You think, look, man, imagine all the fucking UFC fighters that have run through Juliana Pena. Dana definitely threw his dick in there. Michael Chiesa put his dirty, fucking homeless looking dick in there as well. So bear that in mind as well. Okay, favorite movie, go. I would go with The Usual Suspects. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. Or Big Trouble in Little China. There's just something about it that slaps to me. I love Kurt Russell in that movie. So I'm going. Those are the first two that popped into my mind. So that's what I'm going with. Judge away. Oh my, what an old man you are, Frankie. Fuck it, mate. I don't give a shit. Yeah, man, it's homely. Michael Chiesa looks like a fucking hobo, and he slung his dick in it. So I don't care how much rapper dick Ice Spice has had. Fuck that. It's rap music for oil rig workers. Got ya. The scum of the scum. 6ix9ine is the GOAT. I've never heard his music as well. Never heard a single thing. God damn it, good choice. Thoughts on The Matrix. I mean, the first one was great. Pretty great. I remember buying an old VHS tape of that because I couldn't afford to buy DVDs at the time. Great movie, but like, I don't know. They should have just ended it there. Don't waste your time or listen to that trash 6ix9ine. I wasn't planning on it, bro. I was not planning on it. Very blue collar lyrics. Okay, you kind of got me curious right now. What's your favorite color? Green. Guess why? You're gonna follow Chiesa wherever he goes. Of course I am. Usual Suspects was like Usual Suspects is goated. It's a great movie. And I know the Kevin Spacey thing hasn't aged that well, but I thought that movie was perfect. And it's more as well. It was the fact that they did so much with so little. Like, it was low budget. I like something that's very, very like kind of plot driven and clever. You know, I'd have stuff like I mean, I know a lot of people say movies like Shawshank would probably be up there for a lot of people. I'm going to say something controversial right now, and I know that you people are going to think I'm a dumb shit for this. I thought the Godfather movie was dog shit. I thought the Godfather movie was dog shit. I've read the book. The book is incredible. I thought the movie was crap, and I'm probably going to get shot on for that. But it's just how I feel. I thought it was a piece of shit. Or let me put it this way: I thought it was overrated. Shit is probably too strong a word. Bro, who the fuck just placed me in timeout? Who the fuck placed Johnny Sins in timeout? It wasn't me, bro. I don't do that shit around here. Please don't time. Are people getting timed out? Black Betty, you gonna go at me for Are you gonna go at me for saying that? Lord of the Rings is great. Okay, Aragorn, Shadow, Tax the Horse, Gandalf, Rise, and Orc. Fuck one, kill one, marry one. It's a very hard question, mate. The Godfather's not amazing, Black Betty. It's fucking overrated. I don't like the casting in that movie. Now, I'm not talking about Marlon Brando. Oh no, Sexy Red is fucking awful as well. She's gross. She's gross. Isn't that the girl who was like, she gets dudes to go down on her when she's on her reds? That's fucking disgraceful. That's disgusting. She's a foul barnyard animal as well. That ugly cunt. I'm Predator in my second account. I've got no idea, bro. I've never kicked anyone out of here in my life. If anyone should be getting kicked out of here, it's me. I'm very sorry, Johnny Sins. It was not me. I don't know who's kicking you out or why they would do that, sir. So I am deeply sorry. Can you react to Sexy Red, Born by the River music video for chat? All right, fuck it. Let's do it. What's the name of the song? Yeah, I'm very sorry, Johnny Sins. It was not me, bro. I would never kick you out. Born. What? Is this a real song or are you trolling me? I don't know how to answer that, Thomas. It's a good it's a fair question though. Hang on. Born by the River. Are you making this up? Oh, no, you're not joking. Oh, okay. All right. All right. She is fucking nasty, isn't she? Jesus, she's gross. Why is this person famous? Can you all right, let's go. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to I'm going to get my channel. I'm not getting my channel banned for this shit, mate. All right, I think I've had enough. She is disgusting, man. Oh, allow it. No, I'm done. Sorry, lads. I can't get through the full 3 minutes of that shit. I'm sorry. This is my second account. I'm sorry, boys. I'm a little bit behind. Sexy Reg is young thug in disguise. I'm so glad I don't know who any of these people are. I feel better. Isn't 69 a nonce? Probably. He does have a noncy vibe to him. Thinking about it, what if John Jones lands 2 or 3 oblique kicks as Tom tries to blitz him with punches? I'm confident that Tom will fuck him up. Life is good, chat. How you doing? How you doing, MMA Guru? I'm very much accustomed to you coming in here now, so I'm over it, mate. I'm no longer shitting myself when you turn up, but welcome in. Aspinall won. I'm delighted. And I went to the event live, mate, and it was fucking dog shit. There were people doing coke in the crowd. It was fucking bananas, mate. People getting this guy behind me kept trying to get me to do cocaine all night. They were just brazenly doing it out in the open. It was absolutely wise. It was absolutely wild. But welcome in here, sir. It's really great to have you in here. I'm glad it wasn't just a one-off. And yeah, like I said, I think pretty much Aspinall and Paddy saved the night. But apart from that, it was just dog shit. It was very hard to get through. I mean, you know yourself, like us getting through cards at home is one thing, but being live was just, man, it was rough. It was rough. But thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Mate, they were literally doing it out in the open. Like literally like just bumping right off their thumbs. Not even lining it up, mate. Just sticking it on their hand and just yeah. And I don't do that kind of stuff, so they were wired out of their minds. Like they were like everyone was vaping inside the arena. Just it got to a certain point where everyone just gave up. Like they weren't even trying to keep it they didn't even try to keep it under control to a certain point. But yeah, I've never partaken in anything like that, and I certainly wasn't going to take some random bump off some fucking insane scouser. I made the mistake of engaging with him at the beginning of the night, and he just would not shut the fuck up. And his bird was next to him the whole night, just talking. She kept saying, "I want to go home. This is boring." And I mean, she had a point. She had a point. I just realized, yeah, Guru's turned up in my chat, and I've got fucking Ice Spice and Juliana Pena as a vote. I knew that was going to be a mistake. Guru versus Bilal next. So someone's got to eradicate this mistake. Like imagine paying that much money to see that cunt win a belt. It's devastating. I'm never going to get over it. So we need something big from Leon now. We need to see him go and Guru would tap the fuck out of Ice Spice. Of course he would. He's a man. He's a full-blooded man. If you're saying you wouldn't smash that up, you're absolutely lying to yourself. Juliana Pena, on the other hand, is a barnyard animal. Aspinall better not defend his interim belt again. Well, you know it's coming. I wouldn't be too upset about it if it turned out to be against Pereira. Ice Spice is better for breeding. I think that's a very hard thing to argue with. I feel like I should close this poll now. Has everyone got the most out of it? I think I'm done. I'm done with that poll. And Ice Spice is the winner. So at least you're not all completely fucking deranged. 87% chance Ice Spice has AIDS. I mean, I probably do as well. I'm scared to get tested, mate. My attitude towards AIDS here is just don't get tested and you'll be fine. Just don't address it. Frankie, would you do a debate on Musical's channel? Probably not. Probably not. But imagine if Pena kept you behind for missing your homework deadline with her glasses. You got to add context. I'll be honest, mate, that doesn't do it for me either. I think she's rank. Susan Boyle versus Sexy Red. That's just a stupid question. Of course it's going to be Susan Boyle. Let's not get stupid now. Ice Spice cannot breed. Johnny Sins, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of who kicked you out. Because literally, yeah, whenever I sign into my, and I'm not of the level here where I can be picking and choosing and kicking people out of here. I've got 800 subs, mate. So pretty much you can get away with anything in here, as long as it's not noncy or like doxing. That's where I draw the line. But I had like the last time I checked into my metrics, I had 20 people banned from here. I can't afford to lose 20 people. Pena with those glasses, it still wouldn't. Nah, there's no world in which I would And again, it's just the fact that Michael Chiesa slung his fucking homeless dick up in her as well. I just can't get that image out of my mind. He looks filth. He looks like a dirty cunt, that guy. So nah, I'm good. Pre-HGH Pena with a smaller jawline. Do you know what it is as well, yeah? We've spoken about this before, boys, yeah? It's that post-nut clarity that you get. Can you imagine after you bust a nut and you have to deal with her just flapping her gums away? It'd be awful. You have to think about this as well. What's going to happen after that nut goes? That's where you've got to think, boys. Be realistic. I ain't no snitch either. Fair play, bro. Fair play. Why don't you want to have any music? I'm not sure. The thing is, I don't know enough about YouTube to know. I'm very concerned about getting like copyright struck, and I'm certainly not doing it for sexy red, mate. If I'm gonna take the risk, it has to be for somebody who isn't shit. I'm probably gonna wrap it up at 3 hours. Because like I said, it's 3:30 in the morning, or no, nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. Jesus. But much love to everyone. I hope you enjoyed last night's card. I certainly didn't, and I'm probably not going to be back on tomorrow. I'll probably be back on Tuesday, because whenever, like I said, Guru jumped in here last Sunday, and then I came on Monday, and it was just a nightmare. It turned into a fucking like a childish squabble between those two who won't be named. Cactus emojis in the. Do you know about the Mr. Beast situation? I do not. What is going on with that? I've never ever watched a Mr. Beast video. I obviously know who he is, but I've never watched him. Take it easy, Johnny Sins. I appreciate you coming in, bro. And sorry about the banning. I had absolutely nothing to do with it. I swear to God. The GOAT of women's MMA was perplexed and beaten by a dipping jab. And that's another thing we can never take back. That was like a Bilal level fucking nightmare. Anyway, boys, thanks to all of you for popping in. I really appreciate it. I feel much better now. I feel like I've gotten all that negative energy out of my system. Yeah, go and raid MMA Guru. He needs it. He needs all the help he can get, obviously. It's good. Guru, are you going on live now? Mr. Beast is a fraud. I'm gonna have to dig into that a little bit if I've ever got time. I don't care. I don't care about Mr. Beast. Fuck him. You're welcome for the onesie idea and compliments. Yeah, I'll send you a video of that. I look like a proper Wally. So thanks for the suggestion. Chat is therapy. It really is, mate. I needed this today. It's like I said, I was going to come back tomorrow, but I thought, you know what? I need to get online. I need to talk to the boys, get myself feeling a little bit better. But yeah, I hope to see you again, Johnny Sins. I appreciate you having you in here, and I will look into that banning. And make sure that your account is unbanned, mate. Very sorry. Very sorry. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, whatever's left of it. And is there anyone in particular that you want to ban MMA Joey? I've already made that clear. I hate that fat cunt. Anyway, if there's anyone you think we should raid who's like a small channel, who might be very grateful to have a numbers boost, can you throw them in the chat now? Who's Wings? Who is Wings? MMA Joey is getting a lot of hate, and rightfully so. Frankie, hope you feel better. I'm fine, mate. I'm over it. Thanks. No hate from me, mate. I appreciate that, Johnny. Raid Boogie. Yeah, he's cooked. Is there a small MMA channel that's as small as mine, even, that could do with a little boost? And subscribe to Andrew as well. Our boy Andy's getting it. Oh, Paradox, are you going on, yeah? So that's what we're doing. We're going to raid Paradox. MMA Joey said I was a fuckhead. Why would he say something so hurtful? I've only known you for 5 minutes, Johnny, and I can tell you're not a fuckhead. From what I've seen so far. Let's give it time. MMA Joey shot 50 Cent. All right, raid the Paradox. Can somebody drop a link to Paradox's live chat now? I know a guy named Paradox. Everyone knows Paradox. Paradox is in. He's deep in the scene now. I don't think Guru's still here, Paradox, but it's definitely worth a try. I wouldn't still be here if I was him. He's a 6'10" black guy. Oh right, you actually know a guy named Paradox. Link your stream, Paradox, for fuck's sake. Because I can't link anything in Restream. Paradox, you scared him off. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, nice one, Black Betty. I appreciate that. Is that yeah, that's the right. I'm gonna jump over there myself actually in a minute. There we go. And Paradox is dangerously close to 150, so let's try and get him there tonight, people. All right, I'm gonna duck out, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I know I've said this several times now. I really appreciate you all stopping by, and hopefully I'll see you either tomorrow or on Tuesday. I'm thinking. Have a great one, guys. Take it easy. Peace.